Cold medicines, it's specially formulated for people like my dad. Dayquil High Blood Pressure is sugar-free, alcohol-free, and decongestant-free.
Vicks Dayquil High Blood Pressure. The daytime, non-drowsy, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, cold, and flu for people with high blood pressure.
Like my dad.
Medicine. Use as directed.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Now you can get a Walmart Plus membership, plus not pay for it because it's included with Straight Talk wireless plans. You get free delivery with Walmart Plus a Paramount Plus subscription included. Plus, you pay less for gas. That's a lot of pluses.
Only Straight Talk gives you unlimited 5G data and Walmart Plus included on select plans for free.
Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Requires service on Gold or Platinum Unlimited. One offer per eligible account. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. Additional terms apply.
Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium to take on the Washington State Cougars Saturday, October 28th for ASU's homecoming.
Gadaboo with the catch, has the first down, stays on his feet, and he's going to go.
Get your ASU Washington State tickets today by calling 480-727-0000.
Touchdown Devils!
Or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
The legend of Cameron Scadaboo continues to grow.
Greg Clark Automotive Specialist, located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles for 44 years. And we're offering our fall inspection on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Also, our brake service inspection, recommended every year to prevent repairs and ensure top performance. For guaranteed family touch service, contact us at 602-246-2881. Highly rated by Google. Online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention a Fanatic to get 10% off.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
Here we go.
This is KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Friday here on the Daily Blender. And good friend, your radio pals, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale on National No Bra Day. I am not wearing a bra. Keon, you're not wearing a bra, right?
I am not.
Randy? You need to step out of the room for a minute.
I am not.
Okay, we are all not wearing bras. It's National No Bra Day. It's all about learning to spot the early warning signs and get an edge in the fight against cancer and breast cancer. So we're not wearing any bras today in honor of that. You're welcome. And one other thing, our eyes are up here. 888-368-1580. The Jet says first, happy Friday, my friends. Sorry, Jet, you're second. Navy Brad, like 3 hours ago, sent in this one. Good afternoon, Blender Nation. Happy birthday to the United States Navy. But it's more importantly National No Bra Day. But okay, happy birthday, Navy. Happy birthday.
Huh.
You know,
it's all in the way you look at it.
Yeah. Navy has that illegitimate brother, the Coast Guard. It's always, it's kind of awkward.
I thought that was the Marine Corps.
No, the Marine Corps. What do you mean illegitimate brother?
I think the Marine Corps, and that's like the stepchild of the Navy or something.
They're not even related a little bit. One of them fights and kicks ass. The other is the Navy. Donnie says, got my Game 5 tickets secured. Well done, Donnie. Mr. Pringle says, I can't wait for the Ganja series between the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Philly Blunts. How can you continue to hate? The Diamondbacks are here.
I think he just wanted to make a weed joke out of both teams.
Okay.
That's what I assume.
Sounds like he's still trying to hate on the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks have gotten farther than every other team, in the National League, but the Phillies. So that's got to count for something, right?
It absolutely does. How does it not?
Donnie says, I'm going to be there to fight all those Philly scumbags.
Do it for me, Donnie.
When he said Game 5, I thought he was talking about between the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks. I thought somebody sold him some tickets, and
Oh no! People buy the. You got to get some of these tickets if you even want to get a chance to get in there before the series even starts.
Yeah. Well, Donnie, cool, man. Send pictures when you're there. It's always fun to see you guys out there at the park. All right. So here's the deal. Last night, the Philadelphia Phillies beat the Braves, and now that is the opponent of the Diamondbacks. Randy,
Yep.
How do we match up with the Diamondbacks? I see a lot of similarities.
Well, there's a lot of similarities, but both teams are right. I mean, they're right now. I mean, they're hitting the ball well. Their pitching is helping them out, and this should be. I mean, it should be a good series. I can't see that Philadelphia is better than the Diamondbacks. Okay. Bryce Harper is hitting the ball out of sight, and so is Castellanos. But I don't. See. We have some home run hitters too. Everybody keeps talking about Philly. And everybody keeps talking about, the odds to win the World Series or go to the World Series.
Well,
and it's Philly and
they got
Houston.
Bryce Harper.
Well, and we got Ketel Marte, we got Corbin Carroll, and we've got Tommy Pham, and we've got Christian Walker, and the list goes on. So it's total East Coast bias going to happen here. And I think when they get the first pitch off on Monday, and these guys start playing ball, we'll see. We'll see how this shakes out. I think it should be a good series.
Yeah, there's a scare for Harper. He ran into a guy and also got hit. He just keeps hitting that elbow, the one that was surgically repaired there.
Man, you didn't want to see that happen. And I hope he's going to be okay. He's got, 4 days off until they go again on Monday. So I'm sure he's going to be getting some therapy on that and making sure everything's right.
Moist One says, Phillies are electric. Is there something dirty about that? Is it?
I don't know.
I feel like that was dirty because it's Moist One.
Because it's Moist One. You always have to think about it.
Phillies are electric.
Sounds like a pretty straightforward thing, right?
Think about
the Moist One could say that the sky is blue, and I'm like, does that got some double meaning?
What does that mean?
What are you trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
Is it wrong them aroused?
I don't even know.
Maybe.
Charlie Boy says, hi guys, happy Taylor Swift movie day. What the are you talking about? He says, even though it came out early yesterday, what movie is she ruining now? Because I had to see her in Amsterdam, then she was in some other movie. She shows up, she's a horrible actress, she might be a great singer, she might be woman enough for Travis Kelce, but I'll tell you what, anytime I see her show up on the screen, I'm like, oh God, now we're in for some bad acting. And I'm sorry, not everybody can act. Not everybody can act. She can't act. So I don't know what movie you're talking about, but
it's the Eras Tour movie.
It was an error she was put in it.
It was it's about her. It's about her tour.
So it's a documentary,
sort of. Yeah. According to the USA Today. The Eras Tour movie. And let's see here. I am trying to get down here where they do the actual review instead of all the fluff.
Is this for the people who couldn't afford to go?
Or so this is just a concert video, right?
It's a take-wake seismic ground shift that will overtake movie theaters on Thursday.
Oh, please stop. No, I don't think we need to know anymore.
But it doesn't.
No.
Probably
just mark us down as no. Just mark us down as no, Randy. Don't subject yourself to any more of this than you need to. There's no need for this penetrating your eyeballs and getting to the gray matter in your head.
It comes in at just under 3 hours.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Charlie Boy says it's a concert movie, Jeffrey. Well, I figured that. I finally figured that out. So no need to read on, Randy.
It includes 45 songs.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah.
Dear God, no.
Well, I mean, if you like it, you'll be there. And
I don't like anybody enough to sit there for 3 hours and listen to 45 songs.
Swifties will.
I mentioned that the Swifties are obsessed?
Are they also selling Depends undergarments so you can sit there through the whole thing without wetting yourself?
Swift opted for our song to thank the people who like me when, quote, I was a little teenager writing songs.
Just stop, Randy.
for my ninth grade talent show.
Randy, turn it off. Just turn it off. I don't want you to get corrupted and become a Swiftie. Just turn it off. Just shut the whole damn thing. And shame on you, Charlie boy, for bringing this curse upon our house. Dear God. Pickle D says, hey, can we get a Burn in Hell Phillies rendition? No, but we can play the Burn in Hell Dodgers song or Lakers song or any Burn in Hell you'd like. But we'll give them the Burn in Hell Dodgers. Why not?
Burn in Hell Dodgers! Burn in Hell Dodgers!
Ralph, I hate you.
And then while you're at it, play that other great song about how we beat them.
Your team is a pile of crap. You lost to the Diamondbacks. Your team is a pile of crap.
There you go, Pickle D. Maybe I don't know. Do we dislike the Phillies enough to give them a Burn in Hell song? I feel like that's reserved for LA teams, right?
I think that's only me that hates the Phillies that much.
More of a
like if Fish Tank were to do it, trust me, nobody would be happier than me. I cannot stand the Phillies, but I don't think that that's an Arizona specific thing.
Yeah, there's no real rivalry on that one. But hey, I will never not play a song by Fish Tank. So keep your fingers crossed, Pickle D.
But I am rooting for the Diamondbacks harder than I have ever rooted for them in my entire life. So here we are.
Well, we'll take it whatever way we can get it, even though it's more about your hatred than anything else.
I mean, I was rooting for them before,
but now you really are.
There's another level.
Heavy Metal Maniac says, I might have missed it, but could you play that new Dodgers song since we beat the Dodgers? Oh, the one where we beat the Dodgers? Go ahead, play that again, Randy.
You lost to the Diamondbacks. Your team is a pile of crap. You lost to the Diamondbacks. Your team is a pile of crap.
No,
there you go.
That's it. That's hot right now.
Well done.
That's going to number one with a bullet right there.
Line up the charts.
Yeah. Pinocchio says, afternoon, fellas. Randy, pour me a shot of Bob Costas tears, please. Happy weekend. Yeah. Scratch Me Because says, did Ralph take out a restraining order after yesterday's abuse? No, Ralph had, he said he had some sort of a meeting he had to go to, so he wouldn't be able to make the show. And I imagine it was AA after what happened yesterday. So Moist One says, gonna be tough to edge for 3 hours.
Oh boy.
That sounded dirty. That
one's dirty.
Do I need to look that up?
I would rather you didn't.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. 888-368-1580. So, all right, here we go. We know what we're doing Monday. It's going to be the Phillies and the Diamondbacks, and all kinds of history being made in these playoffs. Nick Castellanos became the first player to hit multiple homers in consecutive postseason games as part of his effort there, which Keon hated, but we got him, and I guess we'll get a little deeper in on what this all means on Monday. Oh no, we won't, because we don't talk about nothing but football on Mondays.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to go deeper in on this, or do you?
Well, I mean, I think we've already talked about it. The Phillies have an explosive lineup with Bryce Harper is warming up after missing a good part of the first month of the season. Recovering from his Tommy John surgery, Nick Castellanos, Trey Turner. The Phillies have a loaded line. Let's not forget Kyle Schwarber, although he's been a bit quiet. I mean, he can jump in there. JT Realmuto. They've got a lot of guys on there that could put the ball out of the ballpark, at a moment's notice. The thing that I think is the good matchup for the Diamondbacks is that the Phillies rotation and the Diamondbacks rotation pretty solid. I think it will come down to bullpens, and if the Diamondbacks bullpen can continue to hold on like they did and pitch the way they did against the Dodgers, I think you will see a very good series. If the Diamondbacks bullpen comes in like they did earlier this year, then it could be a quick series unless the D-backs can just really out-hit the Phillies, and I don't know that that's something we can do. I think both teams are able to score in bunches. Both teams are solid in their defense. And, I'm looking forward to Monday. I just really think this is going to be a great series. I'm excited. Nobody called the Diamondbacks to be, this far this season. So congratulations to them. And let's keep it going as long as we can.
Hell yeah. Oh. Moist One wanted us to go deeper on this. He says the deeper, the better.
He's just on fire, isn't he?
He's having a day.
He's all about the baseball right now.
Yeah, sure. Baseball. That's what he's talking about. By the way, I just want to put this in here before I totally forget because he was kind of grouchy about it earlier. Cabana stopped by to say that if we didn't like his gifts, we could just give them back. But that's
Cabana. We haven't been in studio.
Yeah, Jeffrey and Randy haven't been in the studio to see their gifts, and I got here Wednesday when he brought it, but I didn't see it until after the show. And then Thursday was the short show, where we got to get through all the NFL picks. So we just didn't get to talk about it. And so I'm trying to assure Cabana that, in fact, he got me a Washington Bullets bag.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it, honestly. But yeah, no, won't be giving it back because I do like the gift. But the Jeffrey and Randy haven't even seen there.
Yeah, man. I told him, I responded to him, said, we're not always down there. And I'm going to be there next week, early next week to do some stuff. So thank you, Cabana. I'm still looking forward to whatever the surprise is. 888-368-1580. Pickle D says, moist one out here acting like Pee Wee Herman. Donnie says, how about that crap hole of a game last night with the Chiefs and the Broncos? I only sat through it for gambling purposes, and I lost by one leg. It was hard to watch because at first you thought, well, we'll get to watch Patrick Mahomes at work. And you did. You got to see him at work, and you got to see Travis Kelce at work. But the rest of the offense was just flatter than flat for the Kansas City Chiefs last night. It was not a great game. It was not a great game to sit there and watch. But I do want to congratulate all you super fans of the Fourth Dimension. 99.999% of you picked that game correctly. I went back and I looked at the results. 2 people didn't pick it. That's cool. But the 2 people who did pick for Denver, Wheels McCoy and Panner Attack, they purposely picked the Denver Broncos last night. Only 2 people out of hundreds and hundreds of people. And that cracks me up. But good job for everybody else. Absolutely nobody else picked the Broncos to win last night.
Interesting.
It gives you faith in humanity a little bit, right? Just a little bit of faith in humanity.
Yeah, because what indicator coming into this game led you to believe that the Broncos were going to win this game, even if Patrick Mahomes had his worst ever game?
Which he had a pretty bad game.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
It was bad. It wasn't the worst that we've seen from him lately, but it was bad.
Tell you what was worse, and I think it's kind of sad after seeing a decade or more of Russ Wilson play football, and now it just seems like he's a shell of his former self.
Yeah.
He can't deliver a pass. He's throwing passes into defensive linemen's hands and getting blocked and getting picked off. And it used to be when he was with Seattle, the guy would rarely get sacked, and now it seems like it doesn't matter. I mean, he'll be sacked or he'll throw an interception. I think it's sad. I really liked Russ Wilson from when he was playing back in North Carolina State, and then he transferred to Wisconsin. And then he's been playing with the Seahawks. I've always kind of liked him until the last few years when he just kind of turned on the diva light for some reason. And
I've always found him cringy. Always.
Really?
When he's crying after they won the Super Bowl. I'm so happy with these guys.
Or that time they had the substitute referees in, and then he threw that Hail Mary and they won the game, and he thanked God and not the referees for, the thing that shouldn't have happened at the end of the game. I just, it's a Russell Wilson thing, but he's
so cringe.
But he's fallen off, like Randy said, in a way that is actually surprising. Because
no, it's not.
It is, because at the peak of his abilities, I don't think anybody saw Russell Wilson on a random Thursday night game throwing 90 for 95 yards.
Yeah, here's the problem. We are spoiled. We're spoiled by the Tom Brady. We're spoiled by the Aaron Rodgers. We're spoiled by some of these quarterbacks who are playing in up to 40. He's 38 years old. It's the end. It's the end of his
Russell
ability.
Wilson is 34.
He's 38. Don't tell me what I saw last night was 34. He's
that
38.
Is a 34-year-old man.
No.
That is
lied.
He's
his parents
1 year
lied.
older than me.
Everybody lied on his birth certificate. President Barack Obama had a hand in it.
He was in the same draft with Robert Griffin and Andrew Luck.
It's all a scam.
The man's not 38.
He's a liar. He's 38.
And November 29th, 1988. That makes him 34 years old. Jeffrey, I hate to tell you.
Whose side are you on? Mine or Barack Obama's?
And of course,
like Switzerland, I'm neutral at this point.
Russell Wilson didn't fall off this year. He didn't fall off last year. He started falling off the year before. So he started falling off when he was 31.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's he really, he was 36.
But that's not what happened.
No.
he's
I know the math doesn't check out, but trust me, I'm right.
He's been in the league 11 years. Like, you don't start falling apart in the league 9 years in.
Okay, so if you're going to say
Unless
it's not
you're
from physical abuse or age, when did he suddenly become an idiot? Because he was always cringy. But it seems like he's become football dumb. His body seems to work, and it seems like Peyton was sitting there trying his damnedest to give him plays to help him be successful. Towards the end of the game, you started seeing them doing things that did start to get some success, but maybe he's just too dumb to operate under Sean Payton's offense. You know, maybe he's just dumb.
I don't know if it's an intelligence thing so much as the way that he's always played. When he first started in Seattle, he played with a team with a great defense and a dominant run game. And then the game started to shift to, let's put the responsibility more on Russ. We're going to let Russ cook. That was always the thing. And we always found, for some reason, that whenever they would let Russ cook, it didn't quite result in the long-term success that they hoped that they were going to have. And maybe that's because you just could never do that with Russell Wilson. That's possible.
You know, I think he's going to go bye-bye, and Sean Payton will get to stay. That's what I'm feeling.
You have to. They paid Sean Payton a bunch of money because they thought he could fix the overall offense. And if Russell Wilson is now on his second team and appears to be unfixable, maybe the problem's Russ Wilson.
If the conditions for Sean Payton were, we need you to come in and fix Russell Wilson, Sean Payton should be fired. If the condition is, we want you to come in here and coach this team, see what you can do with Russell Wilson. If not, then we'll go from there. He might have even seen this coming, saying, hey, I don't want to be held responsible if this guy can't get his act together. And that might have been part of the conversation. And part of you starts to think maybe it was part of the conversation because I don't know if you remember back in November of 2022, he was talking about Caleb Williams and saying, how he thought they should change the way the draft setup was, because he says, here's his quote, at some point, we're going to move to a lottery system in the NFL because this is a player, Caleb Williams, that possibly does that. And what he was saying is it causes a team at a certain point in their season to go, okay, we're losing, so now we're tanking for Caleb Williams. He was at least nice about it, saying you'd find yourself in a position around week 14. Denver Broncos have found themselves in a position in weeks 5 and 6 to say, Caleb Williams looks really good. Caleb Williams has been on Sean Payton's mind for quite some time. I think that, unless Sean Payton had an agreement up front with the Broncos, as long as I'm not held responsible for Captain Cringe over there, I'll be your coach. They're both gone. But if they're not both gone, Sean Payton's going to get him some Caleb Williams.
I think Sean Payton is a good enough coach that if Russell Wilson is the problem, even if you brought Sean Payton in to fix Russell Wilson, you should still keep him. You're going to pay him to not coach you? Like, no, go ahead and see what he can do with a quarterback that's a little bit more malleable and see if he can do it. And then if he can't do it with a younger quarterback, then he's gone. But I would, regardless of what the reason is, Russell Wilson is now on his second team where an organization is having to think about choosing between a coach and the player. The Seahawks chose correctly, apparently.
Do you respect Pete Carroll? If you have any respect for Pete Carroll, look what he's done with Geno Smith. Look what he's done with the Seahawks. And Pete Carroll was the first person to stand there and do what? Goodbye, Russ. Goodbye.
Yeah, and
he saw this coming back then,
and he was pushing against Russ wanting bigger and bigger roles in the offense even before, and that's the guy that saw him practice every day, and people wanted to know why. What's Pete Carroll thinking? Why won't they let Russ cook? Well, then we got to see why, and we continue to see why, and it's here.
I get the feeling that Pete Carroll might have been hospitalized right after the trade. From laughing so damn hard that he pulled stomach muscles and they had to take him into the ER because he's like, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe that worked. Oh my God. All right, we got to take a break. We got texts on the text line about this. We'll talk a little bit more about the game last night and the troubling side that you might have seen could have been the Chiefs. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
NFL week number 6, the Arizona Cardinals are in Los Angeles taking on the Rams at SoFi Stadium. The Rams favored by 7 points. The Arizona plus 265 on the money line. Rams minus 330. The over-under is at 48.5. Los Angeles 2-3 entering the game, while the Cardinals are 1-4. Sunday night, the Buffalo Bills will be home to take on the New York Giants. The Bills at 3-2. The Giants are 1-4 and will play without quarterback Daniel Jones, who suffered a neck injury against the Dolphins. Buffalo favored by 15.5 points, minus 1,200 on the money line. The Giants plus 750. The over-under at Highmark Stadium is 43.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Happy 62nd birthday, Granddad.
Thanks, sweetheart.
I got you this.
A mug. Oh, thank you. What does it say? Beware. If you are 60 or older, you may be at increased risk of hospitalization from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, compared to adults younger than 60.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, a lot of us play fantasy football this time of year, and it's fun. But what you should be playing is fantasy electric bills. What's that? It's where you get with Harman Solar, and they save you over 80% off your electric bill every month. Then each time you open up that bill, you're going to feel like you just won a championship. Call Harman Solar today. Get a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
Want to downsize your home but think you've missed the opportunity? Let A2 Luxury Real Estate show you how to downsize and win. If you have owned your home for over 5 years, we have great news for you. Get the true value of your home and save up to $10,000. Call A2 Luxury Real Estate at 602-888-1433 or go to a2luxre.com. Realty One Group. 602-888-1433 or go to a2luxre.com.
Hi, folks. Robert Quigley here, America's Independent, Washington, D.C. We're on the road to the White House. Folks, voter apathy and I don't care attitudes just gives the government to the rich. Who ends up holding the bag? Well, folks who don't participate, of course. Did you know that 1,200 candidates ran for the presidency in 2020? Did you also know that 500 have registered to run so far in 2024? Yet we get two old, fading granddads dominating the two parties. Many highly accomplished folks are found on those candidate lists. We hear about a few very average party yes men really working for rich donors. Folks, Quigley works tirelessly 16 hours per day at great personal cost to make America work for everybody. Let's engage. Let's get involved. Go to robertquigleyforpresident.com, donate what you can, and together we will make America work for everybody.
It's the sound of the fight song, the excitement of the rivalry. It's the unbelievable upsets. It's the Heisman hopefuls. Oh my God, Davis is going running all the way back. It's the national rankings. It's college football. The shooters right down the field. Tune in each Saturday for the college football game of the week. Listen for all the action, drama, and excitement on your home for college football. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Today, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. And speaking of college football, a little bit later, we'll have Keon Rose's college football dance party. We'll do that around 4:20 p.m. Mr. Pringle says, hey, Jeffrey, can you rename Keon's dance party to bet the opposite of whatever Keon picks party? It's a lot to say. It's a lot of words.
It's a little wordy.
Yeah.
I just don't think that you're good at branding, my friend.
You're also not accurate. His picks are good, man. Let's clean up the text line and get back to talking about last night's game. Not that the game was really worth getting into, but I think it exposed some things, not just about the Broncos, but some stuff about the Chiefs as well. It's Patrick says, "Good morning, gentlemen. My money is on the Philadelphia Phillies." Okay, that was a nice way of sort of crapping on the Diamondbacks a little bit there.
Well, I
but
don't think he was
yeah,
crapping
no.
on him. He was just being honest, and good for you, and congratulations. I hope may the best team win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess we got no problem with the Phillies, but I don't know.
I mean, I do, but you guys don't.
I'm trying to get there. The Jet says, first, happy Friday, my friends. Second, that's what she said.
Oh man, I don't even remember the context of that anymore.
Yeah. Could be anything, really.
Yeah.
Tia says, "Got a broom for Ralph. Love how the Dodgers led for the same amount of innings as my Padres this postseason." Okay. Flying Monkeys. Yep.
I was just going to say, interesting fact. I don't know. Maybe you guys know this. I'm sure Keon probably saw it somewhere. Every Major League Baseball team that had over 100 wins out of the playoffs. Out.
Yeah. Hey, it's kind of like, remember when the Warriors went for that win record, and then they didn't win the championship? They were like, "Well, we're
Just saying.
tired."
And the Braves, surprising to me,
Because
the Braves, they were the first to 100 wins.
They didn't even have to try to get there. They kind of cruised to 100.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to read too much into anything. I just want to be happy we're here. Take every game as it comes and try not to get ahead of ourselves. You know what I mean?
And there we go.
But were we the team that won the least amount of games coming into the playoffs?
That's a great
Were
question.
we the, you know what I'm saying? I'm not, I want to know.
We were the number 3 wild card. It had nothing to do with our.
Well,
our
what about
record.
in the American League?
Well,
Win total is what I'm asking about.
Yeah, I'd have to look. I'd have to see. Looks like Keon's already looking that up.
Flying Monkeys says Russell Wilson looks like Bill Cosby running around out there. I don't think I saw him trying to slip anything in anyone's drinks or to rape them. I don't think I saw that, so I don't know what you're talking about, Flying Monkeys. Beer Bob says, "Yeah, I don't think there should be a burn in hell, Phillies, even if the series doesn't go our way. You know, we didn't get a burn in hell Bucks when Milwaukee came back against the Suns, so no, you're right. We'll reserve that just for LA teams. And right now, I wouldn't even be mad at the Chargers or the Rams. So I guess it's just the Dodgers, just the Lakers. I think we'll just leave it at that. You're right there, Bob.
The lowest win total to make the postseason this year is actually the Florida Marlins with 82 wins.
Oh, okay. So we were not the low. We were 84, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Who, the Marlins? Well, they didn't make it, did they?
No, they got beaten by the Phillies.
Yeah, they didn't make it. So we, at least the final 4, we came in with the lowest win total. Nothing to be proud of. Nothing to be proud of, but bears mentioning.
But it does mean that you're red hot when it's right.
Mm-hmm. Also says Beer Bob, Russell Wilson got dumb when he got married. Not saying there's a connection there. Just saying. My wife says it's once they started having babies, but he's always been cringy. I just contest that he's always been this, and his ability to play football has started to deteriorate and falter. Same guy, same everything, just he can't get it done. He can't cook no more.
It is just the fastest I've ever seen one man derail what looked to be a potential Hall of Fame career.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Something's wrong with that guy. The Whopper says Yotes opener in Jersey here in a bit. That's right. Yotes in the NHL starting the season tonight. The New Jersey Devils. I have no idea what to expect. I have no idea what kind of team do we have a better team than last year? Do we have a chance? Because it seems like 2 years ago you were saying he's going to need a couple of years to make this team better. Well, now it's been a couple of years. I'm just kind of curious. Are we better?
I haven't looked at them quite very much yet because I've been busy with some baseball stuff. But give me the weekend and I'll look at it and give you my evaluation.
Okay. Let me tell you what Vegas is saying. Vegas says no, the Coyotes suck because they're giving New Jersey on the money line -250. So that's just their way of saying we stink already.
Maybe.
And we haven't even played a game yet. So let's see what happens.
I mean, this is a team that they have a 5,000 seat arena they're borrowing when they had a chance to stay in Glendale.
What's that to do with the team on the ice?
What a joke. A 5,000 seat arena. I mean, if you're a professional hockey player, do you want to come to the Arizona Coyotes and play?
Did they seem to have a problem getting people to come to play?
I mean, they haven't.
They had a Coyote sellout?
A big name. There isn't a.
Did they try? I don't even.
I don't know. It's hard to say.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just kind of curious.
But it can't help.
I mean, there are teams that are better than us, and I would say the Coyotes will probably be a 500 team. But
I mean,
I've got to kind of look at it here.
There are other fan bases that look at the Coyotes and say, "You guys play in a kiddie pool." Like that's the joke.
I mean, we can't get any big free agent names here. We play in a damn, a high school arena, basically.
The Whopper says, they're much better. New Jersey is a very good team. And then he says, no. Okay, I don't know which part the no is for. So you're saying the Coyotes are a better team. And I'm confused.
They haven't played a game yet. I mean, I don't know what this team's going to look like. We've got a lot of guys still on the team that have been with us for a couple of seasons now. Adam Keller is still out there. Some of these guys have been with this team. They know kind of what to expect from the head coach, and they know what to expect from this program. But I think it's too early to say this is going to be a contender. Although I don't know, they haven't played a game yet. Let's wait and see.
Whopper says no. Signs Zucker and Dumba Kierfoot. I don't understand that. Is that some sort of hockey speak, like Ferda?
Oh boy, I don't know.
Do you know what that all means? Do you not know what it means? Okay, good. Yeah. Moise one says New Jersey is in the top 5 for Stanley Cup favorites. I'm pretty sure. Logan Cooley could be a young stud to help carry the team, much like Corbin Carroll did for the Diamondbacks.
Logan Cooley is going to be fun to watch this year.
Silver Pop said, good afternoon, gentlemen. Happy Friday. Just want to say the Dodgers are the Dallas Cowboys of Major League Baseball. Let's go Diamondbacks. Let's go Cardinals. Let's go Suns. Suck Seahawks and suck it, Ralph. Oh, he covered everything right there.
Very concise.
Yeah. Well done, Silver Pops. Nicely done. So let's get back to last night's game. I'm watching last night's game and just hoping for something interesting to happen. By the way, nice kicking for Randy White's team. Harrison Butker making all them field goals. 35, a 60, yes, a 25, a 52. Yes. I think you got bonus points off that 60. So Harrison Butker was busy getting most of the points that were scored. Yes. That is not something you expect to see out of the Chiefs. And the Chiefs have been playing clunky football this season. They've been playing, not ugly, but just clunky. They're winning. Yes, they've won 5 in a row, but it's never been a solid, dominating Chiefs win. They've just sort of found ways to win. And also, notice the trick plays, none of them worked. They were fun to watch. None of them worked last night. There's something ain't right about this Chiefs team. I know it's hard to say when you're 5-1, but did you see what I saw? They're just something's not
there's
right.
Something they've got to figure out, because it's their teams are changing the way that they're playing them, and they're just dropping back in coverage and saying, you know what, Patrick Mahomes is just not beating us deep. The Chiefs used to have all of these explosive plays, and teams are so afraid of them that you kind of just end up having to go underneath and kind of dink and dunk. And where the Chiefs get into trouble is when they get impatient and try to force it, as opposed to just being happy with just taking with what defenses give them. And that's as close as I can tell as to what is actually wrong with them, because they don't look bad. They just don't look good.
And it's something to do with the players, or Moist One wonders if it's something to do with Eric Bieniemy.
Or lack thereof. You replace Eric Bieniemy with Matt Nagy. There may be some hiccups along the way.
Well, the Chiefs are they are very vulnerable, and I feel they need to get their act together, because as their schedule unfolds and as they get into later and later football. Old Kirk Herbstreit was on there. He's like, wow, wait till you see how good they play in November. He is always trying to put lipstick on a pig. Kirk Herbstreit on the Thursday night broadcast is always talking up what's happening, even if it's just horrible. And he's like, oh, these Chiefs, when you see them in November and December, well, then you'll see what kind of team they got.
Well, I don't think he's necessarily wrong. But first off, he's like that because he's a college football broadcaster. And when you do that, sometimes you are just on the end of like 40-point blowouts that you just have to talk through and sound excited, even though there's nothing exciting there. But also the Chiefs, I feel like we had this exact same conversation about them last year. What's wrong with the Chiefs? Why do they look like they're slow? Why do they look like not the team that we've seen before? And then they did figure it out and their offense did wake up. So I do think that there is something to wait and see with them because they always seem like they get stronger as the year goes on.
Well, you hope so. I mean, they have a nice head start, but I don't know if this is coaching. There were some very clever plays that were called. There was some good offense and opportunities. I just felt like the players weren't executing. So I don't know. Maybe it's a thing where they're just sort of ease their way into any given season, and then they start to hit later on. Maybe it's by design. This is the way Andy Reid wants it. The fact they're 5-1 is great, but then the eye test of the football you watch, you just shake your head like the Broncos could have almost easily came back and won that game had they just been able to put together a drive.
Yeah, and it felt like that when they were playing the Jets too, and I forget what other game kind of looked like that as well. But there's just been a few of those for Kansas City, and it's funny because the two teams that were in the Super Bowl last year are the two teams that kind of play like that, where they could blow people out. The talent is there, they just don't, but they always win. So I never know what to make of the Eagles sometimes, and early in the season, it's hard to figure the Chiefs too.
So after this, Patrick Mahomes says, man, are we lucky our defense is playing good? He acknowledged that the offense was a little bit lacking. And the same sentiment was offered by Russell Wilson. Ooh, our defense played great. But those 2 turnovers by me were unacceptable. Thank you, Captain Cringe. We all agree on that.
I think that's like the least cringy thing he does is actually take responsibility.
I'm calling him that whether he's being cringy or not.
Okay, fair enough.
But those turnovers, yes, they were unacceptable by him. But so was he. So was
the
fumbles,
not even 100-yard passing performance by him.
13 of 22 for 95. Part of that, I think, became the play call later on when they started like, let's just run this, and it started to help make them more successful as they went. But Russell Wilson's got to go, and it'll be interesting to see if Sean Payton is handcuffed to him or not. The only people who know that are the upper muckety mucks for the Broncos.
Yeah, and I do think that there is something to them running the ball. By the way, that the balance of offense, I think, is what you need for Russ. Having Russell Wilson drop back and throw the ball 45 times a game appears to be a recipe for disaster.
Raven Kid says Kerfoot and Dumba are hockey players for reference, Jeffrey. Oh, thought he was just making words up there.
No, they're 2 guys they've added to the team. Dumba's a defenseman, and I think Kerfoot is a wing.
I thought he was calling me Dumba.
No, he's 2 guys they signed for depth, and yeah.
Oh, all right, cool names, Kerfoot and Dumba.
Yeah,
I think those are our favorite players now. Kerfoot and Dumba. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, other assorted things. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, Phoenix has had over 53 days of 110 degree plus this summer. This last July alone, we had 30 consecutive days of 110 plus. And this summer heat might just be the new normal for summers here in Arizona. What you need to do is call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're a locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harmon Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Greg Clark Automotive Specialist, located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles for 44 years. And we're offering our fall inspection on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Also, our brake service inspection, recommended every year to prevent repairs and ensure top performance. For guaranteed family touch service, contact us at 602-246-2881. Highly rated by Google. Online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention the Fanatic to get 10% off.
This is Brent Musburger. Don't miss Pro Football Blitz, Saturday afternoons, right here on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Today's Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, so here's what's happening between now and then as far as our play-by-play goes. Tonight, 7 p.m., is Desert Vista at Brophy Prep. Saturday, we got Miami at North Carolina happening at 4 p.m. Sunday morning, dull and early at 6 a.m. It's the Ravens at the Titans. And then after that, the Colts at the Jaguars. And then Sunday Night Football's got the Giants at the Bills. And then we'll meet you back here on Monday for Cowboys and Chargers at 4:30 p.m. And so there you go. That's the lineup here on 1580 The Fanatic. Let's get back to the text line and clean this thing up so we can get to our injury report. The Whopper says, Zucker and Dumba and Kerfoot are players the Coyotes signed in the offseason. Good name, Zucker, Dumba, and is it Keyfoot or Kerfoot? Kierfoot? Good God, I just love this team based on the names alone.
Yeah,
I'm going to get some jerseys. I think it's time to get some jerseys. Beer Bob says, I was a partial season ticket holder for the Coyotes last year, and they couldn't fill the stadium for 5,000 seats. Seems like there was more of the opposing team fans at games, and still they weren't selling out. If you think they're going to be a 500 team, I'll tell you what, I'll take that. I don't think they're going to come close, actually.
I don't know. I think they made some additions to this team to try to help them, but I just think until they get out of that arena and they get into some sort of a stadium home that will attract some free agents here, you're just not going to get a lot done. Now, I will say again, Logan Cooley is the rookie that we drafted first overall in the recent NHL draft. He's going to be a kid if he develops well. And then you've got Keller that's in the lineup, and he's playing well. And if Nicky Schmaltz can get going again, and he had a bad season last year. If he can get going with increasing his shot accuracy and that sort of thing, score some goals, maybe this team can turn some heads and see that we're on the upward trend. But if they can't, and if we suffer another devastating injury, and if we don't have goaltending, I just think that this team is going to be bottom of the tank again for, the ninth season in a row. But I want to focus on the positives with the Coyotes, not the negatives. Positives, they've got a good young nucleus that seem to be getting better and that seemed to be getting last year better towards the end of the season.
That's the only positive.
Well,
That's a pretty big positive.
I mean, that's pretty.
Well, I just
good.
wonder if there's more positive. Because let's be honest, a coyote sounds like an anorexic wolf, and I always it's like the coyotes. It's a cool name, but then when you see a coyote out on the street, you're
Well, you don't really see any wolves here in Arizona.
Yeah,
and also coyotes. Coyotes in the street. That's not where they belong. So they look, very much out of place and kind of ridiculous.
I've seen some big coyotes
when they're
in
kind
my
of
time here.
when they're kind of stalking prey in the desert, around a saguaro somewhere.
Yeah,
And
they're not that tough. You hear them running through the washes. They sound like all high pitched voices. Kind of wimpy.
My friend lives in the North Valley. He's got kind of a beautiful home right next to a wash there off the desert.
Mm-hmm.
And one evening we were sitting out there enjoying a nice cigar and a beverage and listening to some jazz and just talking. And boy, there was this big burly coyote that was kind of walking on this ridge line across from his house. I mean, that was impressive.
So you're telling me there are some badass coyotes?
Badass coyotes. Yeah.
if they're in a place where they can eat well, they do get pretty big.
I'm only seeing skinny little anorexic ones, man.
Because they're people, and so it's hard. We
And
scare all the food away.
As roadkill, they deflate faster on the highway than any other animal I've seen.
Hey, you know what? I did.
I'm not kidding you.
I've seen some big. I've been golfing on a course in summertime back when I was a younger man, because I sure as hell won't do it now. But I've seen big coyotes on the golf course too.
Yeah. Well, you get what I'm saying. I don't know. Maybe we could have thought of a better name for them.
There's a lot of them. They're skinny and kind of mangy looking, and and they got a yip up.
They're like they're like a hipster wolf. You know what I mean? They're just like you see them at the coffee shop, and they're.
I could see that. Yeah.
Just talking about something they just bought on vinyl. They smell like clove cigarettes, or they're vaping, right?
Yeah.
Or they're working
I was
on
into that band before you were.
They're working on a novel that they're never actually going to finish, that they probably didn't actually start, and they're working on a typewriter.
They write that poetry.
Because of course they are.
They write that poetry that doesn't make any damn
You know what
sense.
they
It
are?
doesn't rhyme.
A wolf would never wear a scarf. A coyote might. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, a scarf and some of those new modern sunglasses.
Skinny jeans.
Oh yeah,
Wolf would never do that.
A wolf is definitely wearing skinny jeans. Flappy Max says, "Hey, is there any sports tonight? Anything?" He says, "Listen, Glenn Levitt, please, Randy. The family's dropping in. I got nothing to watch while I ignore them. Leave the bottle, please." Well, we got you there on the hockey.
Yeah.
What channel is the hockey on though?
Well, it's on. Is it on
Hold
the
on here, I'll
channel
get it.
3? No, wait, it's on the 15-2.
Oh, that's right. That's what we had this conversation earlier in the week when we thought it was on that day. Yeah, channel 15, I think.
And you got some college football on tonight. You got the Stanford and the Colorado.
Hey, you know what? You stay in your lane and you wait until the next hour for your dance party.
I'm not going to pick anybody right now. I'm just
Don't you
saying.
dare pick it. Don't you dare pick it.
He was saying that there's nothing on it. I'm like, there's some games. Okay, they're there.
Well, Flappy Max, hang around and Keon will tell you what his pick is. But right now, just Keon needs to stay in his lane. Donnie says Jason Sucker and Dumba are former Minnesota Wild players that were fan favorites. Solid addition to the team. Oh, okay. But I don't.
Well, they've made some solid additions. I just don't know
Zucker.
But are you going to make the splash playing in that arena?
How you're not going to get anybody of any a real power coming in here, a free agent guy. You're not going to be able to do that. But listen, I'm glad that they've added some guys, and I think the Coyotes can trend upward. But there's a lot of ifs, and this is game 1. We have to wait and see. Kind of like before the Diamondbacks started this year, I didn't anticipate them going much higher than 4th place in the National League West, and look where we are right now. They're representing the National League West in the damn ALCS. I mean, who would have called it? I didn't. So I'm just from that school of kind of let it play out and wait. And I think after a few weeks, you'll see what kind of a team this is and what they're going to do, what they have the potential to do.
Can I tell you why I think this is still a good place for free agent hockey players to come? There's a couple of reasons. One is during the hockey season, who's got better weather? Who has better weather than coming home to Arizona? You could be off in the frozen tundra, you're playing your hockey, you come back and you get to sit outside in 70-degree or so weather and enjoy at the coldest times of the year. So there's one good reason, our weather for hockey season. Another good reason is, they're building a new arena. And you know that they're putting the money into this. And you know that right now you're not going to be held responsible for whatever expectations happen at the 5,000 seat arena.
Yeah.
So be on the team when you get to skate in to some brand new ice and a beautiful new arena, which you know it will be. This is going to be a hockey palace. So I think there's plenty of great reasons for a free agent to still come to town. I don't think playing over at ASU temporarily is enough of a deterrent.
I mean,
No,
maybe, but it's just.
But it's going to be several years before they're out of it.
But when you talk about a big name free agent, you get that guy and you bring him to the building and you try to make the presentation of this is, what we're about right now. Coyotes get to talk about, well, in the future we're going to be. Meanwhile, everyone else is like, hey, look, but this is our actual stadium that exists right now. You can play here this year, and you're going to like it. It's just part of the pitch. Just makes it a little bit harder when you keep telling, a free agent, but later.
I wonder what we should change their names to. Maybe that'll help. What Arizona sort of, thing? What Arizona thing could we change from Coyotes? Maybe
The
change
Quail.
Quail. That's kind of wimpy.
Mm.
The
Scorpions.
How about
that's not bad. Scorpions.
How about
I
the
don't
Rattlers?
think Scorpions are going anywhere near ice, but then again, neither are Coyotes.
Yeah. So
Rattlers.
Well, but we already have the Dimebacks.
no Arizona
and the
based
Rattlers.
thing is going to be near ice, pretty much.
Javelina.
I got it. Maybe the Coyotes.
I think we should be able to do better than the Coyotes. I really do.
I don't know. I like the name. Got a cool logo.
Yeah, the logo is cooler than the reality of a Coyote.
That's true for a lot of teams, though.
Cards Chaffee just sent me a picture of a Coyote that's sitting there looking like it's very unimpressed. Says, really? Hipster of the Coyote family, the Fox family? All right. Moist One says, Miami and LA exist. Yes, they do. They do, Moist One.
As far as weather.
Oh, I see. I thought he was just trying to give us a geography lesson. Like, you're right, Moist One. They do. They do. Flappy Max says, awesome. Thank you, guys. Hey, we're always happy to help when it comes to ignoring your family. Fighting Wampa says, it's true, Randy. You don't see many wolves here in Arizona, but go up to Scottsdale and you're going to see a ton of cougars. That's it. The Cougars.
Oh, boy.
The Arizona Cougars.
I can't sign off on that. I'm sorry.
Well, I can sign off on it.
I can't, though.
We don't need you to sign. It'll be left at your front porch.
I don't think I can sign off on that.
You'll have to accept. Whistling Gerbil says, DA here. Miss y'all. What? What are you talking about, Whistling Gerbil? Where are you?
Where are you?
You were just here yesterday asking fantasy football questions.
Are you writing as DeAndre Ayton? Why are you signing it like that?
Oh, wait. Is Whistling Gerbil DeAndre Ayton?
I don't understand what's going on.
I got to scroll back and see if he always stood up for DeAndre Ayton. Oh my God. It says May 23rd, DeAndre Ayton here again. Can you believe I'm on the trading block? I've been carrying this team with my excellent defense and top-notch rebounding skills since I arrived.
It's not much of a burner if you say DeAndre Ayton here.
He didn't. It actually said DA here. So
okay. Still, when you use the initials that people commonly refer to you as, it's not much of a burner account.
Yeah.
There, Whistling Gerbil.
Big George says, why did we name our hockey team after, these coyotes, these drug dealers who traffic drugs illegally and people?
No.
Couldn't we have chosen Roadrunners instead?
No.
They should have just become the Roadrunners.
They should have, but
That would have been better.
The Tucson Roadrunners?
Well, it was the Phoenix Roadrunners when the Coyotes got here. Then they shipped the Phoenix Roadrunners to Tucson so that the Coyotes could be here. They should have just stolen the name. Said, you guys get to be Coyotes. We're going to be Roadrunners. Who do you think you are? See my Roadrunners jersey right there? They could have just, here, we're taking your jerseys too. Just simple. Just take it. Heavy Metal Maniac says, how about the Arizona Wolfpack? Yes, please. Yes, I like that.
Again, I can't sign off on that.
You can't sign off on anything.
No, I can. If it makes sense and it works, I would sign off. But no, I can't. There's no damn wolves in Arizona.
Yes, there are.
No.
Yes,
Where?
there are.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, Infinity. I
No
guarantee you
Infinity
there's
and
wolves.
beyond.
I will look it up and I'll prove it to you. I'll show you. Raven Kid says, I've been stuck in the GCU parking garage for the past hour because it's a crash on Camelback right outside the campus.
Oh, damn.
Wow. That stinks.
That really does.
Well, I think you should just jump out of the car and have like a little prayer circle right there.
Yeah.
I think that'll be nice.
Join hands. Start praying.
Hey, by the way, speaking of GCU, did you know it's official? GCU basketball is back here on 1580 The Fanatic for this season. So that's cool. We'll be talking to Harry Potter in the future. All right, guys, that's 1 hour down and 2 to go. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. This is Matt Crowder live at the gas station on 41st Street, reporting on those skyrocketing gas prices. Excuse me, miss. Are you buying less gas now because of the high prices?
Oh, I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Well, does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow. Well, there you have it. Stop paying full price for gas. Download the free Upside app and get real cash back every time you buy gas. This is Matt Crowder Radio News Network. Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LANE for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LANE for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LANE.
Hi, former CI officer and survival expert Jason Hansen here. I teach people how to prepare for the unexpected. And right now, most Americans with a 401k, IRA, or other types of retirement accounts are not prepared for a financial crisis that could hit the U.S. in the next 45 days if we don't fix our ramped up government spending. I have partnered with Advantage Gold, the #1 rated precious metals company in America, to release my new financial crisis survival kit that's 100% free for everyone with a retirement account who calls in today. Simply call 800-900-8000. My financial crisis survival kit is jam-packed with valuable information on how you can protect yourself with physical gold and silver. Your first step to protection is calling 800-900-8000 and speaking to one of their gold IRA specialists.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Check with your financial advisor before investing.
Again, simply call 800-900-8000.
The new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium is here. Switch to my plan from Verizon at your local store today, and you'll get the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro on us with unlimited ultimate when you trade in any iPhone, any model, any condition. Guaranteed. Yep, even the old phone in your pocket right now. It's your Verizon. $999.99, 128 gigabyte only. Device payment purchase or full retail purchase with new smartphone line on unlimited ultimate plan required. Less $1,000 trade-in or promo credit applied over 36 months. Promo credit ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. 0% APR.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room. You guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Heavy Metal Maniac says, hey, guys, just looked it up. There are wolves in the state of Arizona. They were reintroduced from Mexico, but, hey, they take up less than 5% of the land. So we brought them up here. So what you're saying is some Mexican wolves came up here and took some American wolves' jobs? Is that what you're telling me right now? What was the wall for then, even? Wow. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so I told you there were wolves, Randy. Told you there was wolves.
I stand corrected.
You're not standing. You're sitting.
I sit corrected.
Thank you. Moist One says, yes, the Scorpions rock you like a hurricane.
I can't. No.
I'd like it. Big George says, I see Randy White went to the Bob Costas School of Broadcasting. It's just said that the Diamondbacks are in the LCS. It's the NLCS, Bob. Yeah, well, I called Michael Potter from GCU Harry Potter.
Hey, George, I don't know if you know this, but I got a right inseam right here. That's for you.
My right inseam is for my wife. I don't know what your guys are going on, but
right over here. Hear that?
So this has just gotten awkward. You know what we need to do? We need to clue everybody in. We got to clue everybody in on the injury report for your favorite team, whether your team is going to do well or not. I actually changed one of my picks when I started looking at the injury report today, just because of all the injuries to that team. We'll get to that in a second. But I for your fantasy football or for your picks or for your betting or for whatever you got going on, you're going to want to hear the injury report. Bruno Baller says, what's the difference between a wolf and a coyote? About 100 pounds, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
Coyotes
100 pounds and about 10 inches.
Yeah.
About 10 inches.
That's about right. What is the difference between a coyote and a wolf? I mean, they're completely different. A wolf is a big, fat ass, apex predator kind of. Okay, it's not apex, but still, it's a huge predator. The coyote is more of a little
apex. Yeah.
Is it an apex? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
The coyote is more of a scavenger.
Yeah.
Lower level predator.
Yeah.
And they're skinnier and they're smaller. They're stealthy. And the wolves are just, good God, y'all.
Yeah.
You might survive a coyote attack. You're not surviving a wolf attack. If you're jogging and you come across, some people have been jogging and occasionally, very rarely, a coyote will attack a dude running down the road. Usually he's like, oh, God damn it, kicks him in the face, and that's it. If a wolf pack decided to descend upon like the Canal Road in Scottsdale, the only thing you'd hear on the way back to the hospital is, he's not going to make it. That's it. You're dead. So wolves will kill you.
Wolves are big. They're massive.
Yeah.
Wolves are massive. I mean, coyotes look like, coyotes about the size of like a black Labrador, and a wolf is like a Saint Bernard. I mean, that's how big these things are.
A wolf is bigger than any dog. They're just
AZAnimals.com says that a gray wolf is between 70 and 150 pounds, whereas a coyote is between 15 and 50. So they're
not even the size of a Labrador.
Like, yeah.
Hell, Cecil's 100 pounds.
Mm-hmm. So you might have a dog bigger than a coyote.
And he's not, Cecil's not even a Labrador. He's a pointer.
Does he point?
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen him point. Have you seen him point?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What is he pointing at?
Since he pup. He'll stand there like he'll bring his toy to me, and he wants to play. He wants me to throw the toy. So I'm sitting there, and he'll stand there, and then he'll get real still, and he'll point and bring that paw up, and he's standing there, and he's just like still. He's locked onto that toy.
That's cool. I never saw that.
If I could train him, he'd be a great hunting dog.
The best dogs cannot be trained.
I think Cecil, he would. He's very smart. He's very intelligent.
Oh, no doubt about that. I just know that some of the best dogs I've had, smartest dogs I've had, I thought, not going to train them. I'm going to let them just sort of develop the way they want to be. And they seem to appreciate that. I had a dog that he was my best friend, a little pogo. This is a million years ago. And when I got him from the pound, they're like, bring him back and we can neuter him for you and everything is part of the price. And I never took him back because I was like, I can't do that to my best friend. He's too cool. So I couldn't get him fixed. Couldn't do it. And of course, then he rewarded me by peeing all over the inside of my house.
Well,
but it was worth it to preserve his personality. He was super damn cool. He was super cool. Anyways, no point. 888-368-1580. George says, I'm 360 pounds. So I got both the wolf and the coyote beat. Yeah, you can pick up one with neck over here, the neck over here. I think you could win, George. You're one of the few people who could win fighting, one-on-one with a wolf. I don't think you do too well against a pack of wolves. Even you, George.
No, I don't
pack
think
of wolves,
so.
You're done. Beer Bob says, Jeffrey, you don't have to worry about wolves, at least not in Scottsdale. It's the Cougars that'll get you. You know what? I've been able to successfully avoid Cougars. We used to have at another radio station I worked at studios in downtown, and I'd walk out and drunk girls would be stumbling into me. I mean, that was where all the clubs were. And I was able to survive Cougars. Then I can survive a Cougar now. Let's get to the injury report. Can we do that, please? Because
sure, why not?
Running out of time. We're about to do Keon Rose's college football dance party. All right, so last night, I don't know if you noticed, because I didn't, but Justin Watson, receiver for the Chiefs, dislocated his elbow.
Ooh.
So he's going to be gone for a while,
a
few weeks at least. I've never dislocated. I didn't even know you could dislocate this. From what?
All of your joints can be dislocated. Yeah.
Yeah, but the elbow, I just never imagined that was one of them.
That's what I thought when Bryce Harper caught that ball and the base runner, his knee hit his elbow. I thought, oh no, he just fractured his elbow.
No, luckily it just got his funny bone, is what they said. Anyways, so Watson is going to be gone. So if you got Marquez Valdez-Scantling, don't play him. I'm sorry. I will never play him in fantasy football again. But Rashee Rice, Kadarius Toney, Justin Ross, Sky Moore, he did all right. Montrell Washington. So sorry about the Justin Watson. Jeff Wilson, I thought, and I've got him in the IR slot in fantasy football. I thought he was going to be back for the Miami for the Dolphins, but yeah, even with a Kane out, he's not coming back. Evidently, he's not quite ready with his injuries with his finger and his rib to come back. So Jeff Wilson is going to stay on the IR again this weekend. Hold on, I got to deal with this. Cabana says, I heard you were talking about me earlier. Okay, first off, who told you that? Who's ratting us out? He says, I heard you were talking about me earlier. I was trying to get on a private jet to Vegas with Holmberg, and I got pictures to prove it. You're not the only radio guy I abuse. Is that really Holmberg? He looks kind of skinny. I thought he got... did he lose weight? Are you sure that's Holmberg? Huh, good for him. Anyways, Cabana, if you heard that we were talking about you, what we were saying is that Randy and I haven't been in studio yet to check out the nifty presents you got. So don't get mad. Anyways, back to what we're doing here. Deshaun Watson. He will not play Sunday. So the first piece of karma is the fact that the Browns have paid him so much money, a $230 million fully guaranteed contract, and he was suspended. They had to pay. He's sucking. They've got to pay. So their karmic retribution that they have to pay. As far as Deshaun Watson goes, well, he's injured, but he's not injured enough for my liking. So we that's coming. I would imagine that's coming.
I sure hope so. But I do think that Kevin Stefanski was trying to be weird with the wording that somehow Deshaun Watson was medically cleared to play. They just weren't going to play him. So if he's medically cleared to play, shouldn't he just play?
Here's what he says. He actually did address that. He said, he was cleared, but it was a mutual decision between him and the team. And he's, I guess not feeling quite right or not right enough, or, I don't know. Maybe it has more to do with who their opponent is.
Let's take a look at the opponent here. I don't recall off the top of my head.
You don't know off the top of your head?
Oh, it's the Niners.
There you go.
Look, the thing is, though, I remember Baker had a separated shoulder and played, and it was a contract year for Baker. And he actually played himself out of that contract because he was injured playing the whole year. And now here's Deshaun Watson with all his money guaranteed. No matter what he does, even if he gets injured so badly he can never play football again, there's $216 million in the bank. And he's not playing.
Well. Anyways, when he comes back, then karma can start to ramp up once again. For the Giants, Saquon Barkley is questionable. Darren Waller, Evan Neal also questionable. I don't know that that's going to matter. I think that I don't know. Maybe they won't play Barkley. Just because Daniel Jones is out with his neck injury. And maybe they're just going to chalk this one up as just a loss, and just why put more miles on Saquon Barkley when there's no point to it?
I mean, I guess, but I just think that are you trying to win football games or not? Because you're already 1-4. And the thing is, last year, the Giants were actually kind of ahead of schedule. People thought they were kind of rebuilding last year, and then they made the playoffs. So now, the expectations were a little bit higher, and you're 1-4 looking down the barrel of 1-5.
But against the Buffalo Bills and that defense, maybe they're like, all right, let's go ahead and pitch them a walk and move on to the next one.
All right. It's just in a season where you play 16 games and in a league where, you never know what could happen. If Josh Allen sprains his ankle in the first quarter, you weren't out of it. But if you gave up before the game even started, then you are. Just every single game has value. I don't know if you're waving the white flag, like you are tanking. I don't know.
Well, I think that if Saquon can go, he'll go. That's his character. That's who he is. If he can play, he will go play.
And nothing against his character.
No, I don't think it. I'm just saying, if there's any question on his behalf, he'll probably sit out. But if he can go, he'll go.
I would be very surprised. Let's take a look now at the Lions. Jahmyr Gibbs is out, and so Sam Laporta might be, but he expects to play when they go to Tampa Bay. He's got that calf injury, but I would keep a close eye on that one, because with a calf injury, you might, look at what happened with Joe Burrow. He's like, hey, I'm great. Bang, after he hurt himself in practice before the season even started, and he was gone for weeks. So that calf injury, that's a sneaky little bastard. So check him on Sunday morning if you got Laporta. For the Jaguars, Zay Jones is not going to play. So if you were counting on him for your fantasy football, it's no bueno for the Zay Jones. The following Panthers are out on Sunday when they play the Dolphins. Miles Sanders, Von Bell, Xavier Woods. Those guys will not play. If you thought it was going to be unlikely they win before, it's more unlikely now.
Instead of giving up, 42, they might give up 50.
But here's the thing. It might, they're going to lose, but you look at what's going on with the running game, which we just mentioned earlier. Akane, he's out of there. They're not sending Jeff Wilson back. They got pretty much nobody in the run game. They got a fullback and some running back you've never heard of.
Still have Mostert?
Mostert? I thought he was hurt too. Yeah, check Mostert. But I think there's not going to be a whole lot of emphasis on that running game. I think it's going to be all about the passing. So if you've got Tua Tagovailoa or any of those receivers, you're probably going to have a good day. I'd say so.
Yeah, I don't see anything about Mostert being hurt.
No, Mostert is okay. For some reason, I thought he was dinged. Okay, well, there you go.
And he's in that group of guys on that team as one of the fastest guys in the NFL. So
he's going to get a lot of work then. He'll get a lot of work, but I think they will probably focus on the passing game. Let's see. For the Bengals, T. Higgins, game time decision. They say it looks promising, but why wouldn't risk my fantasy football lineup on promising? You just, again, wait until the very last minute. You got to listen to the little bald guy when he walks out there and starts talking on that Fox Morning Show. That's when you start to make your decision. Have your fantasy football stuff up, ready to go, and have an alternative to T. Higgins. Not like he's done great this season anyway. It's been kind of...
Yeah, he's already been kind of meh.
Yeah. So that's all I got on the injury report. The stuff I thought was going to be relevant. Anything else that I miss? Is there anybody? I know that Connor is out for the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, James Conner, he's going to be out several weeks. So, at least 4 games because he's on the IR. So
I don't know if that means you rush out and get that guy. What's his name again? The guy who's backing up Connor. He's got a hell of a name.
I know who you're talking about. Ignacio something or other. Yeah.
Inigo Montoya.
Yeah.
Yeah. You kill his father. Prepared to die.
Prepared to die.
Let's see. I'm trying to remember that dude's name. Help me out. Somebody help me. What's that guy's name again? Oh, Marquise Brown. He's questionable to play too. I don't know if he's going to play.
Emery Demercado.
There it is. Demercado. That sounds like a car that they would have tried to roll out in the 70s. Try the new Buick Demercado with the fine Corinthian leather. AM and FM radio. Fighting Wampa says Josh Allen is on my fantasy team. Why would you say something like that, Keon?
Oh, the hypothetical sprained ankle. The game hasn't happened yet. It was a hypothetical.
Yeah, but
now blame me if it actually happens. But
we will blame you if that actually happens.
I doubt.
Oh
it.
yeah, it's going to happen.
Bruno Baller says, wouldn't it be fun to be in June, 115 degrees, and have a Coyote? Maybe the Coyotes be in the NHL finals. That's fun to be in the finals. Yeah, it's all they talk about is the announcers. They're sweating in their shorts there. Moist One says, speaking of peeing in the house. Wait, who peed in the house?
Your dog.
Oh, right. He says, I'm having a party tomorrow. Okay, no, Moist One. Nobody's coming to your house ever.
Wow.
Why was I surprised by that?
Big George says, hey, I've seen that movie with Liam Neeson, The Gray, where not even he could fight off a pack of wolves in the Alaskan bush. If Liam Neeson can't do it, there is no way I could ever fight off a pack of wolves. Well, I didn't see the movie, but did he die? That's the thing. If he survived it, then that's cool. That's Liam Neeson kind of thing. He doesn't have to win the fight. He has to survive the fight. It's a good point, Hefty Lefty.
Who was it that got raped by the bear, the grizzly bear?
I think it was Leo DiCaprio.
Well, was it DiCaprio?
Yeah, the bear was under 25, so he was into it.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
The grizzly bear raped him.
That did not happen. The grizzly bear did maul him. Yeah.
He had a very uncomfortable walk.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Back to the town after.
Yeah. Well, some people call that the walk of shame.
Yeah. Hefty Lefty says Corinth is famous for their leather. Yeah, I wonder why Corinthians are so famous for their leather. What is so good about Corinthian leather?
Are you kidding me?
Which Corinthians, by the way? There's a couple of different Corinthians. There's 1st and 2nd Corinthians. So is there a 3rd Corinthians?
No.
I can't remember how many Corinthians there were.
Mm-mm.
Which Corinthians were good at leather? 1st or 2nd Corinthians?
I think it was 1st. Yeah.
What were the 2nd Corinthians? Oh, that's right. They sold drugs. I'm pretty sure they were just.
Well, that was the fall in the 2nd Corinthians. That was kind of the fall. Yeah.
So they started out cool artisans, making leather, and then they started selling meth. And
like the Coyote, they got too much of themselves, and
they hit that fentanyl, and it was over.
Yeah. They had to start taking that fashionable drug, and it wiped the whole place out.
They didn't even have Narcan yet. There was no Narcan for the Corinthians.
No. Hell, they had Corinthians everywhere. I mean, they were in the the water troughs, the fountains there. I mean, they were streaking nude through the streets there. It was just unruly. It was just terrible.
It was like going to a Bills game. Sounds like kind of good times. I don't know.
Could be.
All right, listen, we have to take a break. When we come back, put your dancing shoes on. It's time for Keon Rose's college football dance party. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hi, former CI officer and survival expert Jason Hansen here. I teach people how to prepare for the unexpected. And right now, most Americans with a 401k, IRA, or other types of retirement accounts are not prepared for a financial crisis that could hit the U.S. in the next 45 days if we don't fix our ramped up government spending. I have partnered with Advantage Gold, the #1 rated precious metals company in America, to release my new financial crisis survival kit that's 100% free for everyone with a retirement account who calls in today. Simply call 800-900-8000. My financial crisis survival kit is jam-packed with valuable information on how you can protect yourself with physical gold and silver. Your first step to protection is calling 800-900-8000 and speaking to one of their gold IRA specialists.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Check with your financial advisor before investing.
Again, simply call 800-900-8000.
Ask Sherwin-Williams during the 4-day super sale, October 13th through the 16th, and get 40% off paints and stains with prices starting at $26.69. That means 40% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, get 40% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium to take on the Washington State Cougars Saturday, October 28th for ASU's homecoming.
Gadaboo with the catch, has the first down, stays on his feet, and he's going to go.
Get your ASU Washington State tickets today by calling 480-727-0000.
Touchdown Devils!
Or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
The legend of Cameron Scadaboo continues to grow.
Jeffrey O'Brien here, and congratulations. You just made it through the hottest summer in Arizona history. No lie. The only proof you need is in that electric bill. If you don't have solar, I wonder how bad it's going to get next year. You need to call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're a locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harmon Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
Are you ready for the NFL season? Are you ready to win $1,580 in cold hard cash? Sign up today for the Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. Get over to 1580thefanatic.com and sign up today. Someone needs to win this $1,580 first prize. Why not you? Finish in second place. Cha-ching! You win $500. The Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. Sign up today at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. And hey, Randy, take a look at the screen here.
Yes.
Did you know that Richard Petty played softball?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
Richard
yeah.
Petty right there, the big old stogie and his famous sunglasses and STP hat.
Oh, yeah.
Getting ready to take a swing at something.
Back in his heydays, back in the
Back in
70s.
yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I had no idea. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and it's Patrick says, the only time I remember anything good about Corinthian leather was Chrysler Cordoba back in the 70s. That's right. Ricardo Montalban. We talk about
Ricardo Montalban.
He's fine Corinthian leather. Yes. Hefty Lefty says, 3rd Corinthians leather is supple. Leather is kind. Leather is everlasting. I think that's what they say at weddings. They always say that at weddings. Leather is supple. Leather is kind. Leather is everlasting. Amen.
I don't think that's what it is.
Hefty Lefty just referred to the Bible, so I don't know what you're talking about.
But there isn't a 3rd Corinthians.
I don't have time to argue Bibles and stuff with you guys, you heathens. So I think it's time maybe you put them dancing shoes on and let's get moving. It's time for Keon Rose's college football dance party.
All right, Keon, let's get this thing underway. A lot of action like tonight. Colorado is going to be in action. They are going to be taking on Stanford. I mean, it should be a blowout, right? And at Colorado getting a very important player back. You want to tell us more?
Yeah, Colorado getting back Travis Hunter, who is, obviously a big part of what they do. A lot of people say the most important part of that Colorado offense. I kind of disagree. I put that on the quarterback, but Travis Hunter is, it's a 1A, 1B thing when it comes to Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter. So they're going to be obviously happy to have him back. I don't know that this game's going to be a blowout, though. That defense has been so bad for Colorado that I legitimately think that this is a game where Stanford, who has been absolutely trying to change their offense, push the ball down the field, be more explosive. I think that they're trying to change the way they play offense. I think they're going to put some points on the board. I think that this is a game where I might bet the over on that one, honestly. But I am going to take Colorado to win the game. Yeah, I do think that they will win. They'll probably win pretty handily, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
Okay. We could quickly gloss over number 1, Georgia on the road at Vandy. This should be pretty easy pickings for Georgia, although haven't been playing great ball lately, like Georgia ball. You know what I mean? It's not like they've been steamrolling teams. What do you see in this one?
Yeah, I think that there is a chance that Georgia actually takes this game to work on some things that they've been struggling with. Not the least of which is, potentially, running the ball. They got Florida coming up, in a couple of weeks, so they're probably going to use this game to work on some things. Vandy's going to try to go for the upset, so they may cover the spread, but Georgia's going to beat them and beat them bad.
So when number 11 Alabama is in action this weekend against Arkansas, who comes calling, this is at Bryant-Denny Stadium, and we know Bear Bryant and the other, legendary coach, Coach Denny, names on this stadium. You see Nick Saban going there? Bryant Denny Saban Stadium?
I don't know how you could not. It's starting to get a little bit lengthy. The fact that they just continue to find legendary coaches, and you have to add that guy's name to the stadium. And who knows that in a few decades it might be 4 names long. But I think you have to, because he too is one of the great coaches in college football history. You just they just continue to push that legacy along because of how important college football is in Alabama. I do enjoy Sam Pittman and what he's done with these Razorbacks. And I do like KJ Jefferson, the quarterback for the Razorbacks too, but it's Alabama. And, they don't lose a ton of games at home. They're not losing at home to Arkansas. It's just not going to happen. And Jalen Milroe, I think, is starting to find his footing in this Alabama offense. So that's good news for them as well.
Utah, number 16, is at home at Rice-Eccles Stadium in the beautiful state of Utah. And they are welcoming in the California Golden Bears. I mean, look, Utah should win, but they did have a little hiccup last week. Who do you got in this matchup?
I'm still taking Utah. Little bit of a hiccup, but there's going to be hiccups, I think, for Utah. They played a really good Oregon State team, and there's going to be hiccups like that throughout the season for them as long as Cameron Rising is still questionable for the season. He hasn't come back, and I really thought that he'd be back around week 2, week 3, honestly. And the fact that he isn't back is hurting them to a degree. However, Kyle Whittingham does have a hell of a defense there with the Utes, and I don't think that there's enough firepower going on with the California Golden Bears to really disrupt that. So even though Utah, I don't know that they're going to blow them out. Maybe they beat them by a touchdown or 10 points or something like that. They'll win the game, and it probably won't ever be in doubt.
All right. So in Miami, the U, as their students like to call them, the U, 25 ranked Miami, Florida, will be going to Kenan Memorial Stadium there up by Chapel Hill and take on the number 12 North Carolina Tar Heels. This is a 7:30 game on Saturday night on ABC. And I think it's a game you want to watch because Miami coming off of that heartbreaker where they should have just
kneeled.
Just kneel. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. But Mac Brown and the Tar Heels, I'm sure, will take advantage. Or what do you say?
This was supposed to be a game between 2 unbeaten teams for a shot at the ACC title. And then Miami didn't hold up their end of the bargain, like you said. And it wasn't just that. I think it's easy to look at that game last week with Miami and focus on the fact that they ran the ball instead of kneeling it, turned it over, lost the game in the final moments against Georgia Tech. But Tyler Van Dyke, their quarterback, was awful. I mean, he threw 3 interceptions. So I know he's looking to bounce back in this game. I'm looking for this game to be a shootout because North Carolina, they can absolutely throw the ball down the field. Drake May, he looks like the guy that everybody thought was going to be the second best quarterback in this upcoming draft. He continues to prove that over and over again. Had another monster performance last week. And I do think that Mac Brown and the North Carolina Tar Heels plan on taking advantage of it. If there's any doubt, if there's any, lingering on last week's mistakes for Miami, I think North Carolina is going to take advantage of that. And the fact that North Carolina also gets to have this at home in front of their crowd, also huge. Give me the Tar Heels.
All right. So in a game that I think it could be considered maybe an upset alert for number 23 Kansas, when the Jayhawks roll into Boone Pickens stadiums there in Texas, in Oklahoma. Oh God, help me! I didn't mean that. I mean Boone Pickens Stadium in Oklahoma. I get take on the Cowboys of Oklahoma State. What say you, Mr. Keon Rose? Is the 5-1 Red Hot Jayhawks going to decimate Oklahoma State, or could this be an upset?
No, they're absolutely on upset alert. And I feel weird saying that with how Kansas has been able to win football games, that they continue to have Jalen Daniels. He is, to me, one of the fun quarterbacks in college football that is being overshadowed, quite frankly, by the dozen really good quarterbacks that are out there this year. He's just having like monster performances every single week. And Oklahoma State has so many things to sort out. The fact that they are still this far into a college football season riding a quarterback carousel is just a major problem. And I can't pick them for that reason. But boy, this game is going to be close, because I do think if you look at the rosters top to bottom, Oklahoma State actually has the deeper one.
Okay, and another game that I think is going to be an upset game, that's when the 5-0 red-hot Louisville Cardinal, ranked number 14 in the country, roll into Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh to take on Pitt. What say you? I mean, this is what I love about college football. It's these teams you don't expect that step up their game when somebody big comes calling because they want to hang an L on them.
Yeah, and you know that this is a big game for Pitt because that's the Steelers' house. So they're ready to try and take on Louisville, who, by the way, these kind of came out of nowhere this year. I don't think that anybody thought that Louisville was a top 15 team in college football at the beginning of the year. You know, this last week, I think they jumped 11 spots to get to 14. You know, they were able to beat Notre Dame a week ago, which surprised at least me, if not everybody else. I thought that they had a great performance. I am high on their quarterback, Jack Plummer, right now. I think that guy is playing some top-notch football. He does make mistakes. He does throw interceptions. He is a little bit of a gunslinger. He is a little bit reckless. But I think that with the defense that Pitt has, you kind of have to do that stuff. They're not going to give you anything easy. And I do think that Louisville could cover this game or win this game by a touchdown. I think the spread's 7.5. I don't know if they're going to cover the 7.5, but they could win by a touchdown.
Another game that I'm excited to kind of watch, and that's the Missouri Tigers taking on number 24 Kentucky at Kroger Field. Look, Missouri coming off that stunning victory last week. Do they pull it off again?
Yeah, no, that's a fantastic question, and I think it's tough here because with Kentucky is a team that's really, really good. And last week just ran into the best version of Georgia. Unfortunately, you know, Carson Beck, the young quarterback for the Bulldogs, finally woke up. But normally, when you look at what Kentucky does, you know, they play pretty good defense. They normally don't, give up 51 points in a game. You know, they hold teams underwater, and Missouri's got a very, very good offense. I don't think that they're going to stop Missouri completely, but I'm going to take the Wildcats at home because I do think that they want to get back on track after getting leveled by the Bulldogs.
All right, number 10 USC goes to Notre Dame. They're in South Bend, Indiana, to take on the number 21 Fighting Irish. Who you got in this matchup?
Ralph hates me, and he hates me because they keep putting his team on upset alert. But the thing is, they're going back on upset alert. I don't know what to do with them.
And why not?
Because that defense is absolutely putrid. And Marcus Freeman, quite frankly, I think he needs this win. At 5-2, he's trying to put himself in a position to be the long-term coach of Notre Dame football. I think they like him over there. I think they like the energy that he brings. The fact that he is a willing recruiter and that he likes to go out there on the recruiting trail and go acquire players. And look, I like Caleb Williams a lot. Caleb Williams is an incredibly valuable player, obviously, but he doesn't play defensive end. He doesn't play corner. He doesn't play linebacker. And as long as there isn't anybody of his caliber playing those positions for USC, I'm going to actually cash in my upset alert. I'm taking the Fighting Irish to take down the Trojans this week. It's going to be a really close game. This is one of the best games of the day, I think, and it has the potential to be a shootout. But if you can't tackle and you're struggling to take down, teams like San Jose State and stop them from scoring on you, or even a team like ASU who is trying to rebuild their program. If you can't stop them from getting tons of yardage on you, then what are you doing trying to play against a Power 5 opponent now where you haven't showed that the defense has improved? And I don't care what Lincoln Riley says because he keeps saying that the defense is much better than it was, and I can't see how.
All right, in my opinion, the game of the week. Number 8, Oregon takes on number 7, Washington at the Husky Stadium, Alaska Airlines Field. And 8 versus 7, for me, this is a matchup of the Titans. I mean, this could be one of these teams could move on and end up they could end up in the Final Four of college football this season. And I don't think I'm saying anything out of bounds here.
No,
So
you're not.
Who do you got, Ducks or Huskies?
I mean, you're 100% correct, by the way. Like this is the class of the Pac-12. Both of these teams could be in that college football playoff coming up at the end of the season. Not only that, but we're talking about two quarterbacks, and the Pac-12 is the best quarterback conference in college football. I don't think it's close if you look at it conference by conference. We're talking about two guys in Bo Nix and Michael Penix Jr. who could win the Heisman. I mean, we're talking about Caleb Williams a lot, but those are the next two guys. Literally, if you look at the betting odds, Michael Penix Jr. is 2, Bo Nix is 3. So those guys are going to have a field day. I'm giving the edge to Oregon because I think that they have the slightly better defense. Both of these teams are going to be fresh. Jalen McMillan, the wide receiver for Washington, is coming back in this game. So that's going to be huge for them. But I think these two offenses are pretty evenly matched. I just think the slightly better defense is Oregon's defense and what Dan Lanning has built over there. So I'll take the Ducks.
All right, ASU off this week. They return next week. They have a bye week. But Arizona in action against 19 Washington State at Clarence D. Martin Stadium up there in Pullman. What say you, Mr. Keon Rose?
Yeah, I'm going to take Washington State, and that's a little unsurprising. But I'm not going to take a blowout. Teams have not been blowing out Arizona. They go in there or they host them, and it looks like they're the much better team. And then for whatever reason, and I'm going to give credit to Arizona and that defense, you can't blow them out. They stay in every game. They give every single team a fight. But I do think that Washington State and one loss, as much as we know that Washington and Oregon are the class of the Pac-12, Washington State thinks that they can still make a run for the Pac-12 title. And I think they're absolutely right, but they can't lose to Arizona this week, and they won't.
By the way, Ralph from Harmon Solar is on the text line. He says simply, I hate you.
I know you do, and I'm sorry.
That's it. That's it for the dance party, the college football dance party.
I just want to say
make it quick, Keon.
Well, yeah, just one last thing. There are a few candidates for game of the week this week. I believe is the UCLA Oregon State game. That's going to be
I forgot to talk about that.
Defensive slugfest that is absolutely fun. I'm looking forward to watching that one as well. And I'm going to take Oregon State.
Translation: no offense.
Well, no, just that those are two of the best defenses in college football.
Okay.
They've got good offenses. It's just like good luck scoring on each other.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was Keon Rose's college football dance party, and we haven't heard from him against the spread. Where is his picks?
It's been a little bit. Yeah, he chimed in week 1, and I think week 3 or 4, and then bless you, and then he hasn't been back.
Sorry, I don't have a dump button. I'd have to disconnect.
This is real radio, Jack. This is not that plastic radio you get down the dial.
I did turn around and sneeze.
You did, but it was a powerful sneeze, and we heard every bit of it.
Probably gonna have to get this jersey clean now, though.
Yeah, dry clean for sure. Yeah.
All right, we'll be back. People have texted in some thoughts on Keon Rose's college football dance party, and more of the Daily Blender after this. You're on 1580 The Fanatic.
My daughter is normally a little goofball, but after a bad night's sleep, she's too tired to be anything. That's why I trust Pure Z's Kids. Pure Z's Kids is mindfully formulated just for kids. Their non-habit forming, drug-free products help my daughter fall asleep naturally, giving her the rest to be her best.
I'm a dinosaur.
Best dinosaur.
Pure Z's Kids, for ages 4 and up when needed. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
O'Reilly.
It's Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get up to a $25 gift card after rebate with the purchase of select Superstart batteries. Our professional parts people will test your old battery for free and recommend the right battery for your vehicle. For power, performance, and reliability, choose Superstart batteries only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Listen, a lot of us play fantasy football this time of year, and it's fun. But what you should be playing is fantasy electric bills. What's that? It's where you get with Harman Solar, and they save you over 80% off your electric bill every month. Then, each time you open up that bill, you're going to feel like you just won a championship. Call Harman Solar today. Get a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
Greg Clark Automotive Specialist, located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles for 44 years. And we're offering our fall inspection on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Also, our brake service inspection, recommended every year to prevent repairs and ensure top performance. For guaranteed family touch service, contact us at 602-246-2881. Highly rated by Google. Online at GregClarkAutomotive.com. Mention the Fanatic to get 10% off.
This is Brent Musburger. Don't miss Betting Across America, Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on Arizona Sports Betting Station, 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
David Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, and let's go to the text line. Responses to Keon Rose's college football dance party. Lost Toby says, Miami really doesn't like Kaepernick. I don't get it. I don't understand what that means, Lost Toby.
I don't know.
Corinthian Leather says, Kicks the Cook. You couldn't sleep naked on it. Really? What was wrong with it? I'll be honest. I don't even know what Corinthian leather is.
Can you sleep naked on any leather? It just seems like it would be deeply uncomfortable.
Yeah, some suede, maybe. I don't know.
I think my first wife was made of leather.
Oh, I agree. Kiss Cook also says, "Oh, El Presidente, can I change my moniker to Bob for battery-operated boyfriend?" No, Kiss the Cook, you can't. You're Kiss the Cook. That's fun, but only we would know what that meant. Bruno Baller says Notre Dame and USC, that could be a very fun game to watch. Well, could now be. Especially that Keon has put them on upset watch.
Yeah.
And Ralph hates you.
Yeah. And I don't know if he hates me because he doesn't agree or if he thinks I am causing the bad tackling by putting them on upset alert. I'm putting them on upset alert because every week I watch them. I watch like a perfectly average running back break 4 tackles. Like what am I supposed to do with this information, Ralph?
Mr. Pringle says, thanks, Keon. I am set to bet now. Yeah, and by the way, again, where is against the spread with his college football picks? He gives it to us as bets.
I don't really give you the spreads because I'm bad at that stuff.
Teriyaki says, Randy, curious to know who you think the favorites are in the NASCAR round of 8.
Kind of tough to tell because this season it seems like anybody and everybody has had a chance to win, and we've seen some new people in the winner's circle. It's kind of hard to tell. I don't want to make a pick because I just don't know. Chris Buescher is. Chris Buescher has been hot of late. I wouldn't count him out. I think that's a guy that, maybe you want to keep on. And Denny Hamlin has had an extraordinary run here of late, although I don't want him to win. Kyle Larson, as always, you've got to watch him. I would probably put Buescher 1, Larson 2, and Hamlin 3, and those would be three people you might want to look at to end up running for the championship here at Phoenix.
Big George says, wow, it wasn't even close. Randy White, Hall of Famer, has risen from the desert floor like a phoenix to win today's edition of Keon Rose's College Football Dance Party with his hard-hitting analysis of Oregon and Washington. Randy White knows a lot about Michael Penis Jr. Jeffrey O'Brien was great in the background with his lighting effects, and Keon Rose stumbled out of the gate but never recovered.
I don't know what I could have stumbled out
contest.
I even threw in a bonus pick. How about that? And Big George, nothing.
Yeah.
We're not even on the same planet anymore as this guy.
Ralph from Harmon Solar says, Keon, please stop talking.
About what?
You know what? About USC. That's what. Oh, by the way, so remember when George Kittle wore that T-shirt that said F Dallas,
Yes.
and then he pulled up his shirt, you know, this. Well, he did finally get fined. They fined him $13,659.
Give me a break
for displaying a personal message on the field. And so he's like, you know what? I'll do it again. I don't even care.
So wait, if under his jersey he lifted up the shirt and it said "Hi, Mom,"
yes,
they'd have fined him for that too.
Still would have been $13,659.
So the fine is same whether or not the personal message is an expletive or not.
Oh, wait a second. If it was just a nice thing, $10,927 for displaying the personal message, but because it said F Dallas. They only tagged on another 4,000 because they're like, yeah, we kind of agree, but it's unsportsmanlike. So what's the least week? Yeah, 4,000. So it's now it's $13,659. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you just have a t-shirt on underneath and you're not showing it, you wear whatever you want. You wear lacy panties and a bra if you want.
Excuse me?
But you know, I mean, you can. They'll let you wear whatever you want. You know
what?
Who wore pantyhose? Was that Joe Namath?
Yeah, but he didn't show them on TV.
That's the point. You could wear whatever you want, just don't show it. You know. Anyway, so George Kittle, I guess it's a good thing he doesn't need shampoo money. He's just doesn't look like he does shampoo, does he? Just man, I'll tell you, have you ever seen a football player look so much like the lead carny at any county fair as George Kittle? They're like, what are you doing on the field? Who's running the tilt-a-wheel? Who, George? Anyway, so yeah, he's fine. He's been fined, and that'll be that. Tyreek Hill, I guess he had some problems. And I think the NFL goes too far. F Dallas on a t-shirt under a jersey. Yeah, I guess I understand that. But just not wearing socks. He didn't wear socks and he got in trouble.
No, they'll fine you for socks.
That's dumb.
That's a uniform infraction.
It's none of your damn business what he wears for socks or no socks. What if he's wearing ankle socks? You just couldn't see the socks. You know?
Well, you can't.
Why? Why does it matter?
I don't know why it matters.
You know what they said? They said because it gives you it gives you an advantage. How does not having socks on give you an advantage? He says, so you're going to drug test me for not wearing socks now? No, they'll sock test you, but how does not wearing socks give him an advantage?
I don't know. There's no good reason for this. Like, it's not like the NFL fines people for things that make sense or in ways that, you know, the one thing they fine you for makes any sense relative to other things they fine people for. They're the NFL. They just take the money, they put it in their coffers, and they move on.
It's like saying being dead gives you an advantage. Why? Because you don't use as much oxygen. Just still doesn't make sense. I don't know. I don't want to. I mean, I don't care for Tyreek Hill for his past things. You know, so I'm not trying to stick up for him. It's just the thought of it that you get in trouble for not wearing socks. I mean, listen. When I was in high school, I got myself a nice Italian pair of shoes, some Italian leather, right? And
was it Corinthian leather?
I do not believe so. And so then I saw them guys on the Miami Vice. They don't wear socks. Well, if I'm going to wear these Italian shoes, by God, I better not wear socks. And holy crap, did my feet stink for not wearing socks. A 16-year-old kid not wearing socks, walking around in Arizona. Yeah. I looked good at a distance. I spent the night at my pal's house, and I woke up the next morning, and his dad had taken my shoes out on the back patio and were spraying them down. Like, dude, that's gonna ruin the leather. He's like, you need socks, and he's yelled at me like,
your feet ruined the leather, Jack.
I was like, I'm not your kid, but all right. He was angry enough about how bad my feet stank, and
He
I
tried to light candles and everything.
Yeah, and he was right though. He was right. So I started wearing them socks again. I was like, well, I wear them when I play football, and he's like, yeah, you need to wear them all the time. So anyway, sure, maybe it's more about Tyreek Hill's feet stinking. I don't know. I do agree with him on this. I guess he is now saying pass interference should be reviewable and yardage should be credited to the receivers. I disagree with that. I think yardage can be credited to the quarterback. But then again, there's always that element of we don't know for sure you would have caught it. But it does seem unfair to a quarterback and to a receiver that there's no credit for the yardage when somebody else gets in there and does what they did. I don't know.
Yeah.
So then, I'm sorry, Keon. My question is, so if defensive pass interference is credited to the receiver, does that mean that offensive pass interference is also credited to and you lose yards?
Offensive pass interference is credited by loss of yardage, by a penalty. So that 15 yards goes back, and that is, I guess, credited to the defense because that's 15 less yards that the defense had put on them. So in a way, that is credited as a stat to the defense. In large. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. If you had a 15-yard penalty and that moved you backwards, then that 15 yards is removed from the stat sheet. But there is no gain added to the stat sheet for,
either a receiver or a quarterback. Right. So he says they should do that. And I kind of like it. I don't know. Give it back to the receiver and the quarterback. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, because the whole point of the pass interference is they don't throw the flag if they think the pass isn't catchable.
Right.
So they're saying the ball would have been
from the
catchable.
spot of the foul.
Yeah. So you're already acknowledging that would that not have happened?
Highly likely would have been a catch.
So if you're already acknowledging that, then why not have the stat sheet represent that? It makes sense to me.
I agree with him, but I don't know. Do you think they'd ever do it?
I don't think they'd ever do it now.
What is the reasoning for not doing it?
I think sometimes the rules in the NFL are just, that's not the way it's been done. I can't think of a good reason not to. That's why I would like them to, because I can't think of one really good reason not to do it. But if you haven't ever done it, and the NFL is just like that, they kind of like to keep things the same.
Yardage should be awarded for pass interference, and the fines for personal fouls or whatever should go directly to the guy who got fouled. You know what I mean? If somebody gives me a forearm shiver, gets a $10,000 fine, I should get the check. That's what I think. Players should get the check.
Why?
Because they're the ones that got hit. They're the ones that got transgressed against.
And
so when you fine the player for it, give the money to the guy who got hurt.
So you're saying award this guy 10 grand for a dirty hit on you.
Yeah.
On top of your game check, on top of all the
yes,
all that you're already getting.
Yes.
Well, you already have to give it to the league. The league should just turn around and give it to the guy.
And the league doesn't give it to charity. They just put it in their own pocket. So how about this? Just give it right to the guy who got fouled.
They might give it to charity. I don't see why you should.
They're not giving it to charity.
Well, why not?
I'll give it to charity.
But Randy, I know you don't see why the guy should be rewarded. But why should the owners get to split up the money from the penalty?
Yeah,
that's what happened.
And why should these charities get all the breaks?
But they do. They do.
The charity should get it. Should be like a charity.
Yeah, like these gimpy kids go out and get their own jobs.
I mean, the NFL likes to do, all of this stuff with, the military flyovers and everything else. Maybe give that money to some disabled vets or. How
about this?
All the various cancers you tell people to
you
go out and get
pay a
checked
crop
for.
duster to buzz the stadium and then give the money to me.
wait, hold on.
Why do you deserve the money? I'm not understanding here.
How do you not understand that I should get money?
I don't understand.
I'm not clear on that one
This
either.
is very clear.
That you get to move in and accept all fine money.
I personally should get all the fine money.
Because
yes,
why?
exactly. T-Licious says, hey, you leave the people's tight end alone. What the hell?
Oh boy.
The people's tight end?
George Kittle, because he's
George Kittle apparently.
like a wrestling thing.
No.
Yeah.
What a shock. A guy who looks like he just fell out of a trailer park back door just turns out to be a wrestling fan.
I don't have a problem with him wearing a shirt like that. Okay, yeah, it was crass, but you know what it does? It kind of, for me, it fires up that old rivalry between the 49ers and the Cowboys.
I don't mind that.
I don't mind that at all.
Teriyaki says everybody should wear socks. Feet are disgusting and need as many barriers between them and the environment. Teriyaki right, and he's on fire. Lately.
Yeah,
I gotta be honest.
He's cooking.
Swave Dave says, what about a barefooted kicker? Well, that's a good point. You think get a special thing?
He should get the money.
He should get fined, and I should get the money.
Why should he get fined?
No, he should get fined. I should get money.
What? Again, I don't understand why you
I
should
have
get the
been
money.
very clear about this,
No,
Randy.
you've
I don't know.
been
I don't know
very
why
vague.
you don't understand.
Sorry.
This. Hour 3 is up next. It's Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. This is Matt Crowder live at the gas station on 41st Street, reporting on those skyrocketing gas prices. Excuse me, miss. Are you buying less gas now because of the high prices?
Oh, I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow. Well, there you have it. Stop paying full price for gas. Download the free Upside app and get real cash back every time you buy gas. This is Matt Crowder Radio News Network. Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LANE for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LANE for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LANE.
Hi, folks. Robert Quigley here, America's Independent, Washington, D.C. We're on the road to the White House. Today, we're going to talk about Quigley Care. We're going to divide the entire healthcare system into two categories. Primary care, which is going to be free, will include things like the initial checkup, the testing, the analysis to figure out what's wrong with you. Routine diabetic care, for example, will be included in that category. Everything else that we currently have will be lumped into the secondary healthcare system. That will include things like end-of-life care, midlife accidents, midlife illnesses, etc. We are putting the focus on preventive health care. We're going to lower the cost all across the system. We're going to increase the number of doctors by tenfold, as well as nurses. We have medical deserts everywhere, folks. We're going to control drug prices with a basket of similarly priced drugs across the 10 top economies. Go to my website, robertquigleyforpresident.com. Donate what you can. Together, we make America work for everybody.
Paid for and approved by Robert Quigley for president.
Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium to take on the Washington State Cougars Saturday, October 28th for ASU's homecoming.
Gadaboo with the catch, has the first down, stays on his feet, and he's going to go.
Get your ASU Washington State tickets today by calling 480-727-0000.
Touchdown Devils!
Or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
The legend of Cameron Scattaboo continues to grow.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K2.4 Rollins Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third
hour. All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. We broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And it's all set, all ready to go. Astros versus Rangers Sunday at 5:15 p.m. over on Fox. And then on Monday, you got the Astros and Rangers game 2. That's happening like 1:37. Yeah. And then later on at 5 o'clock, Phillies and Diamondbacks start up. So, hey, Randy, with the Astros and the Rangers, who you got on that one?
Boy, I don't know. I mean, the Houston Astros, they're the guys to beat, in my opinion. But the Rangers have come on of late, and they've been getting some tremendous hitting, some timely hitting. And I don't think this is going to be a sweep. I think this is the ALCS. There you go, George. The ALCS and the right to go to the World Series. And you couldn't ask for more. I don't see another two teams that would make this any better. So
Texas on Texas crime.
Kind of like to see the Texas Rangers win it, if you want to know my honest opinion.
I was about to say the same thing because, the cheating asterisks, and I get it. They're not the cheating asterisks anymore, but I think we should still call them that.
Well, I mean,
why not the Texas Rangers?
I'm a Dusty Baker guy. I've always respected him, and I appreciate the way he goes about his business. But there's some guys on that Astros team that were, 2017 and that whole scandal.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they ought to be there, and yet they are. And there was even an article about one of the guys, is he a Hall of Famer? And I responded on Twitter, hell no, he's not a Hall of Famer. As far as I'm concerned, as sure as Joe Jackson and some of those guys are not in the Hall of Fame, this guy shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. He was busted, and they did nothing about it. So give me the Rangers, and I think it goes 7 games, and it should be fun.
I saw a thing on the Twitter, since you talked about the Twitters or the X or whatever the bleep.
Yeah.
Somebody was on there, and they're like, "Oh, look at that! The Braves are cheating. They're cheating because they were whistling." And you'd hear one whistle, and then later on, when there was another kind of pitch, they heard like 3 whistles. And I don't know that that's cheating, right? You can do that, can't you?
If they weren't using any sort of spy gear, like an additional camera in the outfield or anything like that, if they feel like maybe they're, one of their coaches or a base runner picked up, or if they noticed something the pitcher was doing when he, threw a certain pitch, there's nothing wrong with signaling your batter with a whistle or, a couple of whistles, whatever.
He was pretty obvious. There's like 3 short whistles on one, and then there's like 1 whistle on another, and it resulted in a home run. So I just want to check with you on that. So it's only cheating if they use electronic means.
Yeah, they can't have somebody sitting out in the stands out in center field with a high powered lens, going in there and with a radio set somehow radioing the dugout. You can't do that. But if you picked up a certain characteristic of a pitcher, or you've stolen the signals, then
you got his tell.
Yeah.
Get him.
And I know that I don't know if it ended up being true or not, but I know that the Yankees were accused a few years back of using the Apple Watches to receive the sign. That's also sketchy and weird. So whistling is fine, but using an Apple Watch, come on.
So I just want to give you guys an update. Just going into the second period, and the Coyotes are up 1-0 over the New Jersey Devils.
Hey, there we go. That's good news right there, Jeffco. Yeah, game 1.
And it was Matt Dumba who got that goal in the first period.
Yeah, all right.
Sweet. Way to go, Yotes. Beer Bob had a question, a good point. We were talking in the last hour about how maybe the receiver and the quarterback should get these stats if they do declare pass interference, because the team moves that many yards up. So the receiver would have had those yards, the quarterback would have had those yards. But Beer Bob, he brings up a little hitch in the giddy up on that. Says, so if a quarterback gets called for a delay of game, does he get 5 yards taken off his stats? Are we going to do this with every kind of penalty?
I think so. I mean,
that's interesting.
It would be consistent. And
how about this, Beer Bob? He does if it's on him. If the penalty is on a delay of game is because some lineman or some personnel didn't get on the field in time, do you still put that on the quarterback?
I'm pretty sure a delay of game is always credited to the quarterback, if I'm not mistaken about that.
If they're messing up,
it may not be his
personnel
fault per se, but it's still
Does that mean that offensive holding that should be? Did the team lose 10 yards when
the team loses that, but the quarterback doesn't?
Right.
I mean, you know what I mean. So
yeah, and we just don't keep those stats for offensive linemen. So
I say no, Beer Bob. I say no. Although good point, but no. Randy says, Big George, when ASU plays Washington State, when the Sun Devils play those pasty pale Cougars from the Pacific Northwest next weekend for homecoming, I hope you play that Cougar sound effect all week as the legend of Cameron Scatterboo continues to grow. No.
All right.
No,
Very well.
Don't listen
I'll
to him.
Make sure that I have that ready to
I
go.
hate that. I hate that sound effect.
You know, and every time we talk about the Cougars, I'll fire that dude right off.
Well, you should get something that mocks the Cougars.
Oh, are you kidding me? My imitation of a Cougar is spot on.
No, I'm saying we should make fun of the Cougars, not celebrate them.
And how much more can I make fun of the Cougars than doing my Cougar call?
Your Cougar call is horrible.
Well, and there you go.
All right.
I think it's spot on. You say it's horrible.
I guess so.
Hey.
Yeah. Lost Toby says Rangers in 6. You know, I saw the other day.
Huh? Wow.
You know that Ford has brought back the Ford Ranger. Did you know that?
Yes. Uh-huh.
It's a horrible looking little chick truck, isn't it? It's just, it's not
I thought it was bigger than what it used to be.
Was it? Yeah.
Bigger, and they've made it a little more meaty.
Did they?
Yeah.
You must have seen some buffed up versions, because one I saw on the freeway, I was like, ew. Patrick says, hey guys, tell the great news on the Rams. What? Tell the great news on the LA Rams. Win this Sunday.
You mean that the head coach is on baby watch and probably won't be at the game Sunday? Sean McVay?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah. He's having a son. And he
the
may miss
son
the game.
would understand. Get your ass to the game, Sean McVay. Don't you think?
But would the wife understand?
She would not. It doesn't seem like she would.
I would show her a bank statement and say, good luck. And then we're good. We're good. You know what? We're good.
I think she makes more money than he does.
Does she really?
Yeah, I think so.
Why would you think that?
Isn't she some sort of real estate mogul or something? She's not like a model. She's not like some vapid actress. I think
she maybe makes lots of money doing that. Sure. She makes her own money. Good for her. All for it. But he has to go to work 17 times a year.
Huh.
17 times a year.
It's not just 17 times a year.
Induced labor now.
If you don't do all of the stuff during the week, right, then the day you show up to work on Sunday, you will be bad at that job.
Honey, there's one day I need you to not squirt the pup. Okay? Just one day. Could you not have a baby?
Is that what you're going to call it? Squirting the pup?
Well, I'm just saying, let's try not to. Let's not.
Just one day, I just need you not to have this child.
Right.
I don't think that Sean McVay nor the wife can control when this child is going to arrive.
Quite frankly, I think it's up to the child.
You can control.
I think if the child wants to come, that he's getting out. That's just what's happening.
Let's have a C-section right now. Let's get it done.
Oh,
boom. I got to be on the field, man.
Wow.
I don't think that's too much to ask.
You know, I applaud him. Good for you, Sean McVay. Good for you. Way to be there. Family first, Jack. They're going to be the only ones left after your football coaching career is done.
But while his coaching career is going on, you know what else is there? A bleep load of money that he's making.
He's making that money.
Yeah,
I'm saying.
He's making that money.
Medical science knows how to get that baby out.
Look, man, it took 2 to make it.
Medical science says that's not even necessary either.
Well, it was this time. So
in this case, I think it was.
Man. Well, you know, Sean McVay, how dumb are you? You know what? How dumb are you? You should have timed this a little bit better.
You know, I'm trying to get you to see the great thing it would be if Sean McVay was not at the game on Sunday, if you can catch what I'm putting down.
Because they're playing the Cardinals. And boy,
there it is.
He was there supporting his wife.
For the sake of your household.
Oh, yeah. No. Randy thinks it'll make a difference. That's adorable.
You don't know. Game hasn't played yet. Everybody told me the Cowboys were going to beat us by 40 points Would you
did say
please
that.
tell me what that score was?
I might have used that exact number. I might have said exactly 40.
Would you tell me who put that L on the Dallas Cowgirls?
And I appreciate you for it.
I am not really talking to you, Keon, as much as I am my old pal here. To think Sean McVay needs to play football ahead of being at the bird. No, he needs to take as much time as he needs off.
I take it back because I feel like he has timed this perfectly.
And there we go.
He couldn't have timed it better.
Yeah.
See,
way to go. Like Randy said, family first.
No,
It's
he's
one of the
timed it
things-
perfectly because he's not necessary on the sideline this Sunday.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's the way you decided to take that. Okay.
Oh, damn.
Well,
There it is.
Hefty Mad Lefty says, God, I hope maternity wards across the country adopt time to squirt the pup as official medical terminology.
Man,
I agree. Thank you, Hefty Lefty.
as long as I've known Jeffrey, that's what he's called, childbirth.
Oh, yeah. All the way back to 93.
Oh, yeah.
Like, hey, Randy, I might not be in. Why? Wife's about to squirt the pup. Oh, geez. All right. Well, good luck. T-Licious says, totally sucks that the Pac-12 is done after this season. Is it?
Is it? Is it really?
But what a way to go out. As long as anyone other than USC wins the conference.
I mean, because this is the best. I mean, this at least the best quarterback situation I can remember the Pac-12 having in a long time, and it's the best quarterback conference in the entire country. And just when it looks like there's a future there, that you've got a bunch of teams on the rise, conference is dead. Like Washington and Oregon, usually when they meet, one team's better than the other team. Now they're both great and can be in the college football playoff. The conference is dead next year.
Is it still Pac-12 during March Madness one more time? Or are they gone before March Madness?
That's a great question.
I think they are.
Yeah.
I think it's still Pac-12
I think so
until
too.
the summertime, right?
Yeah, I think it's a school year deal. So yeah.
See,
But
that's
until
where it's going to
24.
get interesting. That's where things are going to be interesting is during the basketball tournament.
Why? Why would it be interesting? Because I think it'll still be Pac-12 until the end of the school year.
No, I know it will be Pac-12. It's just the last
wait,
hoorah of Pac-12 teams.
Yeah, it's like, what if you get to the Sweet 16 and there's a bunch of Pac-12 teams in it?
Everybody's like, oh, hey.
How
That's
did
awkward.
that happen?
Oh, geez.
I don't think that they'd hire George Klykoff at a Wendy's. It's like, dude, you had this and you couldn't get it on TV? What's wrong with you, man?
Well, I mean, to be fair, he didn't have this before he went shopping for TV networks.
I mean, all of these teams are here as currently constructed when he did, actually.
I feel like he thinks there's still a chance. You know,
He did sound awful delusional the last time he was talking about it in public.
It's Patrick says, even though the head coach for the LA Rams won't be at the game, Rams will still win.
No, I don't think so. 48-2, I believe, was my prediction yesterday from my epic prediction on what the Cardinals will do to the Lambs in the SoFi Stadium.
If there's actually a safety in that game, I will poop myself. Big George says, Jeffrey's right. Sean McVay should insist on his wife getting the scheduled C-section. Don't do that stuff on game day.
No, Jeffrey's not correct. Always put your family first. Always.
Yeah, put your family first. Get it done first. Have the C-section. I got to go to work. That's putting it first.
And no. Well,
and in honor of the birth of their son on Sunday, they will call him Sunday.
Ooh, here's a better idea. Bring her to the stadium. They have medical staff right there. If she goes into labor, then blue tent.
Wait a minute.
Put her in the blue tent. She gives the baby. They'll bring out the baby. Oh my
you
God,
kidding
the
me?
crowd would go wild. Blue tent baby.
You say that,
blue
but there's
tent
going to
baby.
be some traumatized fans right behind that blue tent hearing this woman
They hear the
scream,
goosh.
All right.
scream for all 3 hours of the football game.
Come on. I'm right. Blue tent
know-
baby.
I know how
Hashtag
I
blue
would
tent
feel about
baby.
it. If you and Alexa were about to have a child, would you want to bring her down to the radio station?
Know
And
how much she
maybe-
loves football. She'd come
Well-
down to a football field.
Oh
She
my
would.
God,
I think she'd be proud to give
I don't
birth to
think
the
so.
baby in a blue tent at
With
the football field.
60,000 people and
Yes.
all the team looking on.
Nobody's
going to
see. That's what the blue tent is for. That's
you
what
a
the blue
doctor?
tent is for.
No, I'm actually a
And
concussion
I know my
specialist.
wife, she'd hang in until halftime. You know what I mean? Because she wants to see the rest of the game. Blue tent baby. Hashtag blue tent baby.
I don't believe it for 1 second.
I think that'd be amazing.
Would kind of be amazing though.
If you
Just
love
saying.
football.
Oh,
just saying. FAB says they will get a safety, and that is all.
yeah,
888.
the Lambs will get a safety, and that's all they're going to get. You are exactly right. Very, very precise.
So Rob Gronkowski says he's looking to come back and play again.
Oh no.
No, not NFL. He wants to be on the Olympic flag football team. Yeah, a couple of guys have. Tyreek Hill has said that he wants to play. Rob Gronkowski, and I'm like, whoa, Rob Gronkowski, we need you in the Special Olympics, okay?
Wow. This man played actual tackle football. Multiple Super Bowls. This is how he gets treated.
Have you not seen his commercials? Come on, man.
I have, but come on, though. It's despite all that, he played in the National Football League. He can't play flag football in the Olympics.
He doesn't have the physical ability to do that now. The Punisher says, "Oh my God!" Hashtag blue tent baby. Laugh so hard, Jeffco. Let's get it trending.
Oh boy.
I'm all for it. Blue tent baby.
I'm with Randy. Family first.
I'm going to talk to my wife.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if she agrees with me. I bet she does. She loves football that much.
Mm.
And you would think Sean McVay would marry a gal who loved football that much too. So the blue tent idea is pretty good.
Is it though?
What a distraction.
You guys are so
What a
disappointed.
just sitting there. Your players. You're trying to get your players to focus on the sideline. They're sitting there looking at the iPad, and everybody's actually focused on the blue tent behind.
And any liquid comes out from under the tent. The vomit line is going to begin, I think. Yeah.
I see towels come flying out of from the blue tent.
Get me more towels. Lacrosse guy says, blue tent baby. I just spit my iced tea out on the windshield. That's how you know it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Moist One says, here's what the baby looks like after being delivered by Aaron Donald. It's a picture of a kid with hardly any. Yeah, forget it. We got to take a break. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
College football Saturday, it's USC taking on Notre Dame in South Bend. The Trojans, led by Heisman Trophy favorite Caleb Williams, has 6-0 on the season, taking on an Irish team that is 5-2, coming off a loss last week to Louisville. The Irish are favored by 2.5 points, -118 against the spread. The Trojans getting 2.5 points, -104. On the money line, USC +116, Notre Dame -140. The over-under in South Bend is at 60.5. USC ranked number 10 in the AP poll, while the Irish are ranked 21st. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. For years, I've been telling you about refinancing, new home loans, all the great stuff that the Lund Mortgage Team can help you with from start to finish. Now, things have gotten a little crazy, right? The rates were bouncing all over the place. Now they're officially higher than they've been in a long time. And now more than ever, I think it's important to have a mortgage professional that has been there, done that. Any Yahoo can sell you a mortgage when it's 2.75%. Those people are going away. The real professionals are the ones that are staying in business and helping their clients through this kind of tough time out there as far as mortgage rates are concerned. Those people are the Lund Mortgage Team. Matt Oliver, Lisa Lund, they've owned this team for a long time, over 2 decades in the Valley. They are the best in the business, and they will walk you through the process, whether it's refinancing now or probably more importantly, a new home loan. Let them do all the heavy lifting for you. Call today, 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940. or online, lundmortgage.com.
The new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium is here. Switch to my plan from Verizon at your local store today, and you'll get the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro on us with unlimited ultimate when you trade in any iPhone, any model, any condition. Guaranteed. Yep, even the old phone in your pocket right now. It's your Verizon. $999.99, 128 gigabyte only. Device payment purchase or full retail purchase with new smartphone line on unlimited ultimate plan required. Less $1,000 trade-in or promo credit applied over 36 months. Promo credit ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. 0% APR.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, Phoenix has had over 53 days of 110 degree plus this summer. This last July alone, we had 30 consecutive days of 110 plus. And this summer heat might just be the new normal for summers here in Arizona. What you need to do is call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're a locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harmon Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
It's the sound of the fight song, the excitement of the rivalry.
Auburn has won the Iron Bowl.
It's the unbelievable upsets. It's the Heisman hopefuls.
Oh my God, Davis is going to run it all the way back.
It's the national rankings. It's college football.
The shooter's right down the field.
Tune in each Saturday for the college football game of the week. Listen for all the action, drama, and excitement on your home for college football. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Dave Blender here on 1580. The Fanatic. Jersey just scored on the power play goal versus the Devils. Now it's 2-1. Coyotes over the New Jersey Devils in hockey. Action. I was a little disappointed. I mean, we're not going to have any babies. Me and the wife. We're done having babies. I'll tell you that right now. Especially after I went down there just now and I asked her. I said, "Hey, if we were to have a baby and I was coaching a team, you'd come down to the game and watch. And if you suddenly went into labor, you jump in the blue tent, right?" She's like, "No." I was very surprised. I said, "But honey, you love football." She says, "Yeah, but I think I'd love baby more." But you could love the baby still and have the baby in the blue tent. She's like, "But I don't want to have people like watching me give birth." I'm like, "Yeah, but the flap closes. They don't have to see. Haven't you seen how they do that?"
The comfort of actually being in a bed already is...
I find it hard to believe that she
unmatched.
actually said no.
I'm very surprised, actually.
I'm not.
I'm not upset. I'm just a little confused. She loves football more than most anybody I know.
In today's day and age of electronics and media, she could have the baby and she could watch the damn game later on.
So what you have to do is you have to target, let's see, between mid-February, just in case, mid-February to, September. So basically you've got between mid-February and August 31st to have a baby. So what you have to also do then is do your math backwards and you'll find the areas you just don't have sex.
We as we call it in the industry, you got a back time.
You got to back time and find the perfect window. I don't know what's wrong with
March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. See, February's not a good time.
I think we lost Randy.
To be having that.
No, I hear Randy.
February's not a good time to be making the baby.
Can you hear us there, Keon? Can you hear either of us? Keon has hit something on the board. He may not hear either of us right now.
No, I can hear you now. Wow.
What did you bump? Were we heard at all by anyone ever?
No, you all were very much heard. Once I turned off my mic and realized it was me who couldn't hear you guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
So you
apparently,
turned off
if
your
you-
mic and then suddenly you couldn't hear us?
No, I turned off my mic and suddenly I could.
I mean, Jeffrey, when you rewired that joint, how did you do that?
Not like that. It'd been working until just now.
No. See, if you bump that program 2 there, you'll hear nothing.
You heard the wrong button. There you go.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? I don't even know what we're doing right now. It's like 5:26 on a Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
Hey, what the hell's going on with the weather that it's going to be up to in the hundreds again? That's bull crap.
This
That
is
angers me.
From the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randino Whitino coming at you. Yeah, it's going to be 100 this weekend. Some partially cloudy skies right now, and your current temperature downtown Phoenix, 87 beautiful degrees. Going to get down to 62 this evening.
Great, but I'm never going to get anything done in my garage if these temperatures don't go down during the day.
The hundreds last till next Friday. Currently under air quality is good. There's no clouds around, and we're expecting sunset at about 5:57 this evening. The wind out of the east-southeast at 3 miles an hour, and at 20% humidity. From the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White. Back to you, Jeff. Go.
Thank you, Randy. Kiss the Cook says, I was born in September, so I know what my dad gave my mom for Christmas. All right. That's
the thing. Christmas time. I mean, Christmas time. And that's about the latest. That's the last time you can have the old baby making machine working.
Yeah, I think all coaches and players should know the window that they have that a baby would not interfere with your job.
Yeah,
the one you get paid millions of dollars for.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Sean McVay gets paid millions of dollars. Be considerate, women. Help your man time that out. Like how I put it on the women.
Yeah, it's just
we put oh, you're responsible for any baby that's in your body. But nope, not allowed to do that. Nope, you can't do that. We're going to tell you how to do that with your body. But outside of that, it's the women's responsibility, not us men. Hell, I'd take some birth control pills. I would take birth control pills. Do they have them for dudes?
I think they do.
You know why we don't have any for dudes? Because dudes are scientists.
We're scientists.
The dudes are the scientists. And the dudes are like, this is not a problem we need to worry about for us.
Never mind.
Hold on. We're got to work on these boner pills. We need boners.
What's the opposite of birth control for guys?
Right. You got to have priorities. And these new female scientists coming up are just like shaking their heads going, we tried. Hefty Lefty says, yeah, Dad gave her the big old holy night. What? Gave her the big holy night?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, holy night.
Oh boy. It is a Friday show. We've done it.
Good Lord, I don't know where this cough came from all of a sudden. Against the Spread says, sorry about my NCAA picks last week, gentlemen. 1-3-1 does not get the job done for anyone. Sometimes as a capper, you'll take some lumps, but you got to take them like a man. Learn from them. I only have one solid pre-flop pick for this Saturday, and it's Oregon +3. Much love for you guys in the fourth dimension. Play smart and responsible this weekend, and let's make some money. Yeah, listen, against the spread, don't be so hard on yourself. Like Keon has pointed out, more money has been made on your advice than has ever been lost. So we appreciate you for that. 888-368-1580. So Deion Sanders, does he understand how the draft works?
Pretty sure he does.
He went through the process himself, so I should hope so.
He played in the league. Yeah.
Well, he's out there saying, well, I'm going to paraphrase. hey, Falcons, you need to draft my boys. He wants, where his career began, he wants the Atlanta Falcons to draft Shedeur and who's it? Marty? Who's the other one? Shedeur and Shiloh? Who's the other Sanders kid?
I'm trying to remember right now.
Shedeur and
he's talking about Shedeur, and he's talking about the other kid that was hurt. What's his name?
Shiloh. Yeah,
I did say Shiloh, didn't I?
You did. Yeah.
Yeah, Shedeur and Shiloh. So that's not how this works, Dion. Your kids need to excel, and then they'll be part of the draft. And if they're really good, any team's going to take them. You can't, guarantee the Falcons will be in the right position to take your kids. They're not going to reach just because they're your kids. It seems like he doesn't understand how the draft works.
Yeah, and
I think he does, but he's also Deion Sanders, and his ego is enormous, and I think he could just make a call and tell the Falcons they need to take his kids. It's not like they have to.
The Atlanta Falcons are currently 3-2. So if the goal is, if you want especially Shedeur, if you want him to be, if he's a great quarterback, then presumably he's not even going to be where the Falcons could draft him.
Of course, so you probably turned and said, "Cut the bull junk." You seen that commercial?
Yes.
That is the worst thing. Yeah. They were talking about wings or something from, I can't remember, is it Kentucky Fried Chicken or is it some other place?
I don't even remember. He's in like 16 commercials. Every college football Saturday, it's just
some
Dion.
woman's like, "Hey, be very careful of them wings in your daddy's white carpet." And they cut to him and goes, "Cut the bull junk and give me a wing." Like, the bull junk?
Yeah. Well, he doesn't curse.
I'm pretty sure he made that up on the spot there, and they rolled with it.
Just a bad commercial. So cut the bull junk, Atlanta. He says, "We ain't coming back unless we bring in the Sanders boys to the A, both of them." Yeah.
Is Shiloh playing on Colorado? Because Shiloh, is he playing on?
I think he
Colorado?
is. Yeah.
Wait, okay, Shedeur is the quarterback. What the hell is Shiloh doing? I forget what he does. Safety? Is he good? Is he Falcons good?
Well,
it's hard to say.
Tempering the expectations.
It's hard to say. Well, actually, the Falcons secondary is pretty good. they don't give up a ton of yards over the top. No, they've got the Falcons defense. It's been pretty quality this year. It's hard to tell if Shiloh Sanders is good because that whole defense is bad. So it's just like, is he also bad, or is he one good guy with 10 players who aren't playing well?
Sure, Desmond Ridder loves all of this.
He's just clearly not the reason they're winning games in Atlanta, with the exception, of course, of last week.
Well, let's see. Shiloh is a graduate student, got another year of eligibility. Shedeur is a junior and eligible for the draft after this season. Okay, Keon, are these guys good enough to be in the NFL?
Yeah.
Are people looking at Shedeur going,
Yes. Shedeur has been climbing up draft boards this season. Yeah, he wasn't in the conversation at the beginning, probably because he was playing at Jackson State, but he's clearly shown that he can do it in the Pac-12 and at this level. So yeah, he's starting to get that attention.
Well, then, the Falcons are not going to get these kids if they're actually worthy. Some lower team, and I know it's hard to believe there are lower teams, but that some lower team is going to end up with these guys. 888-368-1580. Flappy Max says, best birth control for women, a latex covering that fits neatly over the top of a wine glass. That's not bad, Flappy.
I just got it. Took me a second. Sorry.
Lost Toby says, I wonder how many November NFL babies are a result of the Super Bowl. Also, yes, there is a male birth control, but it's not popular because it gives men mood swings, which is the same side effect the women get. Yeah, but we're used to women getting mood swings. You're not like if Randy came in and one day just suddenly started crying. You're like, what? What's the matter? Nothing. It's fine. And no, seriously, tell me what's going on. Oh, you should know. And then then Randy storms off. That'd be kind of hard to deal with, wouldn't it? Just, I don't know. Don't know if I could handle mood swing Randy.
How intense are they?
I like blue tint baby way better than mood swing Randy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't think any of that's going to happen.
Or tender nipples, Randy.
I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Against the Spread says, thanks, fellas. By the way, there is a birth control mechanism for dudes. It's a magazine called Cringe. Has photos of Roseanne Barr, Rosie O'Donnell, and Kathy Bates. That magazine could soften up Genghis Khan. I think that's the how to last longer machine. You know, you see the photos, they're in your head. And then later on, when things are going on, oh, this is going to happen too soon. Roseanne Barr. I can last for hours now. That's, I think, probably better for that purpose.
That might actually, it might be too effective. It might kill the whole experience. I wouldn't.
Yeah, all of a sudden I'm like, I'm going to need some pills for ED.
Yeah,
What do you got?
Some ED pills.
I saw this magazine. I just can't. It's too much. Hey, what do you guys think of this? They tried to make it a scandal, but I don't know if it's a scandal. Aaron Rodgers is getting paid to go on Pat McAfee show, like millions of dollars. Pat McAfee, everybody's like, wow, look at that. Aaron Rodgers is showing up on Pat McAfee show. And I think ESPN even looked at that like, wow, look at that. This guy's got access. And then they hire him for bazillions of dollars. Well, part of the reason is he's got these guests like Saban and Aaron Rodgers is he pays them to be on. Now, that's not uncommon. There are, we've never done it. This show's never done it because we like you guys more. We'd rather hear from the listeners than some old athlete. But there are other shows that were on this station who are wanting to pay guys to come on every week. There are guys on other stations who currently pay guys to come on every week. Not millions, because these other shows who used to be on our station are now on other stations, don't have the kind of access to get somebody who's going to ask for millions. These other shows down the dial are paying hundreds for appearances, but it's not an uncommon practice. Somebody's going to be on the show. You can like, I'll come on every week. You pay me this much. Deal. It's not a big deal. And so Pat McAfee, well, you got Aaron Rodgers. You pay Aaron Rodgers money, and now he's a guest every week.
Yeah,
I got no problem with it.
The only way that's wrong is if you're a journalist.
He's not a journalist.
Yeah, I mean, he does his show in a tank top. Obviously, he's not a journalist. Like this is
no journalist can be in a tank top.
It's not that no journalist can. It's simply that no journalist would, because journalists like to be official. You know what I mean? They like to have their work taken seriously. Pat McAfee doesn't care. So, and why should he?
Yeah.
He's having fun. He's having a blast on TV. You know, so he pays Aaron Rodgers to come on his show. Big whoop.
Yeah, we are not journalists, and
most people on radio aren't journalists. It just or on TV. It's not journalism being done on the Pat McAfee show, or quite frankly, most of the shows on ESPN. So this isn't news.
I don't know why anybody would have a problem with it. You know,
though I did hear he was mad about it, and I'm like,
he was mad that somebody told him.
Yeah, that somebody put that out there, and it's just like, but nobody should care. So why are you mad?
Yeah, maybe he just was like, that was like proprietary. That was like show information. That's just not cool.
Yeah.
There's no reason to tell people that.
That's
but
true.
Hey, listen, Pat McAfee, he was a punter, and he was a cool ass punter. But he didn't have people coming at him all the time. He just except for Antonio Brown, kicked him in the face,
and he did hit one guy harder than any other punter I've ever seen hit a person. So,
but what I mean by coming at him is you didn't have people attacking you. Well, you were on your radio show, and you went through several different places, including our radio station, and everybody likes you. Everybody likes Pat McAfee. But as you know, people start to build you up, then they're looking for a reason to tear you down. Now, the ultimate of the buildup was that ESPN fires crap ton of people and then hires Pat McAfee for a lot of money. Well, now guess what, pal? You're under the spotlight, and as much as they built you up, they're coming after you to take you down. And
this is like his third quote unquote, because I don't think it really applies here, scandal of the season. You know what I mean?
What was his other scandals?
He was accused of being drunk on the set of College Game Day.
Big deal.
Vomiting between.
He confirmed that he was vomiting.
Yeah, but because he said because he was sick, and everyone's like, no, you were drunk.
Okay.
Yeah, and then like that's why I said quote unquote because they're not real scandals. And then it was another college game day one. I think it was something he said about one of the school's campuses they were on. I think it was Washington State. I think it was actually Washington State. They were there, and he said something about their campus. And then the athletic director and Ryan Leaf, who is working with the school now, and some other people got mad at him. And then he ripped him on on game day, which is not a thing that game day has commonly done. But the guys on game day liked it, and everybody thought it was classless and all of that. And I point to what Pat McAfee is actually presenting himself as. He never presented himself as this clean, made for TV guy. He the reason why they hired him is because he does stuff as a guy that created his brand on YouTube and the internet that the people who are made for TV, the clean cut guys can't do. So of course, if he doesn't act like those guys, why is that bad? Like I'm not understanding where the thing. So yeah, like to your point, when you talk about people trying to tear him down, these are the things that have been happening to him now that he's under the spotlight, and I guess it's starting to get to him a little bit.
It seems like we're in a society now where everybody just wants to belittle and disrespect and berate if you don't like something. Here's the way that you can change: just don't watch. Just you find something else to do. But sitting there calling this guy names or going after him because he chooses to pay people to be on his show, that's like Jeffrey said. There's nothing new under the sun. That's been going on forever. So it just happens. There's no conflict of interest here. I mean, that's the way it is.
And I want to be a paid guest on somebody's show.
That would be very nice.
You are. You're paid to be on this show.
Well, you're not a guest, though.
I'm a guest. Well, I feel like I've got a lot of responsibilities for someone. Technically, you're. And Lost Elby, we're not going to pay texters. You guys work for free. We ain't that kind of show, buddy. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we'll have on this date in Big George's sports history. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
O'Reilly Auto Parts' new Brake Best Select Pro brand raises the bar for the best aftermarket domestic brake pads and rotors available. For vehicle-specific friction formulations, Quiet-Tech noise-canceling shims, and stainless steel hardware, choose Brake Best Select Pro. Professional-grade brakes from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. In the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
At A2 Luxury Real Estate, we don't believe in a buyer's list, and that's good for you. Why? Because our priority is you, the seller, and we will never represent a buyer in your sale. Call now and get up to $10,000 off on your next real estate transaction. A2 Luxury Real Estate, 602-888-1433 or a2luxre.com, 602-888-1433 or a2luxre.com. Realty One Group.
Hi, folks. Robert Quigley here, America's Independent, Washington, D.C. We're on the road to the White House. Folks, I'm already on the ballot in 43 states as a presidential write-in candidate. When we get to the White House, we're going to deal with global warming. We're going to improve healthcare for everybody. We're going to create 30 million new business owners and help millions of others grow and expand. We're going to increase home ownership. We're going to deal with student loans, and we're going to lower the price structure all across the board by reforming the Federal Reserve and Wall Street. We believe in lower taxes, cannabis legalization, and many other issues. Folks, in a tight three-way race, the winner only needs 34% of the votes to win. 49% of Americans are registered independent. 75% hate Democrats and Republicans. There's only a few thousand vote difference between winners and losers with the current electoral college. Folks, join my team. Go to robertquigleyforpresident.com and donate what you can. We make America work for everybody.
Paid for and approved by Robert Quigley for president.
In the morning, get out of my bed.
Wake up, Phoenix, to the best new morning sports show on radio. Join me, Tony D.
And me, Ron Culver, every weekday from 6 to 9 a.m. right here on 1580 99.3, The Fanatic.
David Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Something wrong with the air quality or something? I don't know why all of a sudden I'm getting all coffee in here. Lost Toby says, hey, you said guys get paid to come. I be doing it for free since I am back in Nam. What? I don't understand what you're typing here. Heavy Metal Maniac says, he was also a wrestler in WWE. So a lot of his stuff probably just big giant act. Oh yeah, no, I mean I think that his show is not so much an act, but just him BSing with his pals, being Pat McAfee. Yeah, the whole wrestling thing is just him having fun, I guess. It ain't real. Let's see. You know what? Before I start hacking and coughing, let's go ahead and get this done. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1862, in a game against the Unions of Morrisania, Jim Creighton of the Excelsiors hit a 6-inning home run after doubling in each of his first 4 times to the plate. When he crossed home, the 21-year-old superstar complained of having a broken belt, which turned out to be a suspected fatal ruptured hernia caused by the torque created by his upper body hard swing at the weight. Did you just give me did he die of hitting a home run?
Oh my God.
Wait, fatal? George, did this guy die?
You are kidding me.
In 1862. How is there no movie about this? 1862, Jim Creighton of the Excelsiors. It says suspected fatal ruptured inguinal hernia.
He hit a home run so hard it killed him. What? I'm having trouble understanding, like, just the concept of that.
Somebody needs to look deeper into Jim Creighton of the Excelsiors. Because fatal means you died. So,
yeah.
George?
Boy, George. You got to do better, man.
No, it's Big George. It's not Boy George.
That's
Boy.
true. It's a completely different George.
Comma. Big George.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Can you imagine? I mean, he had to have had some more things wrong with him, right? You don't just die. I mean, it's 1862, so you might have gone home going, oh, my tummy hurts. And then, you die later. Whew. A hell of a thing.
That's a way to bring the entire Friday show to a screeching halt.
No, he died.
It's not funny.
He was 21. Known as baseball's first superstar.
But there it stops, Randy, because he died. It doesn't just keep going. Ow! And then it stops because he died.
He thought his belt broke. Which,
yeah. How long later did he pass away there?
Everybody hurts sometimes.
It stopped the song because he died.
Everybody doesn't die hitting a baseball, though.
Well, everybody dies sometime.
That's true, I guess. Eventually.
Some people more than once.
Also true.
Hefty Lefty says 1862 probably had dysentery. Everyone on the Oregon Trail died of that, or typhoid. Oh yeah, I played that game too. That's true.
Got actual audio from that ball game.
That's not the sound of a guy dying of a hernia at all. That's not actual audio.
Probably what it sounded like.
There's a
when he hit.
baseball Hall of Fame guy that says that story's actually not true.
George says, 1862, the height of his popularity, Creighton suffered a ruptured abdominal hernia, a condition possibly caused and exacerbated by his unorthodox pitching motion, high per game pitch counts, and hitting that home run so hard. Rupture caused internal bleeding, and he died 4 days later.
Rectum damn near killed him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the hernia is probably not in the rectum. It's probably where his belly button is or something.
True. It says countless baseball historians have refuted this legend, and it is still taken root as fact.
I think, you don't have to find any more buttons, Randy. I think that first one with Peter Griffin and then stopping was perfect.
Was perfect. I think that accurately. Yeah.
I don't think you need to keep going with that. I think you've already got it. Thunder the Santa Barbarian says, maybe us texters should unionize for higher wages and better working conditions. I think I've got an idea here. Texters text better when they text union. Yes. You guys can start a union. See if I care.
Your working condition is where you live, drive, or work.
If your working conditions are bad, that's kind of on you.
There's nothing we can really do about that part of it.
I dare you sons of bitches to start a union. I'm Irish. We know how to take care of union. You know what I'm saying? We know how to take care of a union. Bring it. This is a non-union state.
Is it?
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, this show has just gone a completely different direction than I could have ever foreseen.
And
me standing here with a pickaxe handle going,
right?
Come on!
Yeah.
Oh, I could
back to work, bitches.
I could make a strong argument. This show got off the rails about 45 minutes ago when we were trying to figure out whether or not there was male contraception.
Oh, there's male contraception. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I used to just think about
and
Madeline
the mood
Albright.
Wow.
But, well, then she turned me on. So
can't do that anymore.
I had to try something else.
Oh.
Hefty Lefty says, I like the normal scream we hear. Whenever there's a story about a severed wiener or something. Oh, the goat scream? That's what it should be. The goat scream. That's probably, that's probably.
Wait, is that actually a goat?
But for the hernia, I like Peter Griffin better. I think I like that
person.
Mm-hmm. That's a goat. Yeah. You didn't know that?
No.
Now that's Peter Griffin. Randy, hit the goat again. Hit the goat. That's a goat. Screaming goat. You should Google that
here.
Yeah, I will.
Screaming goat.
Like immediately after this show, I'm concerned that I didn't know this.
It's bizarre,
Yes.
Animals that can sound like human beings and scare the hell out of you, right? 1, a goat. 2, a peacock. A peacock will make a noise, and if you hear it, across the desert, you'll be like, "Oh my God, there's some woman yelling help." They sound like a woman yelling help when they make noises. I kid you not.
That is odd.
Hefty Lefty says, I want that goat scream as my phone notification. Oh, I've got that from my phone. You go on Zedge. If you got a Droid, you get that Zedge app, and then you can put in goat scream. Bam, you've got it, Hefty Lefty. Simple as that. Against the Spread says, how in the hell were sports going on in 1862? Our country was a cauldron of war at that time. Did you take a musket ball to the Battle of Bull Run and then go play some baseball? Man, I just report this. I don't know, man. I mean,
we just read the
legit.
scripts, man.
It's just that baseball is really, really old. If you go on his Jim Creighton's Wikipedia page, it also talks about the cricket career that he had, because it was so long ago, Americans still cared about cricket.
Not that cricket, Randy. It's
What's
the,
that? The sport.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, it's
Cricket.
the sport with
Did
the
you say
bat.
cricket?
With the
Yeah,
flat,
not
flat,
this kind of
wide
cricket.
bat. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Pickle D says bobcats sound like a pregnant woman in labor. What? I had no idea. I mean, I know what a pregnant woman in labor sounds like. So it sounds like my ex-wife screaming at me and swearing.
What would be the advantage of sounding like that?
I don't feel like that's going to help you in the wild. You're crawling along, ready to pounce, and all of a sudden you're like, "You did this to me, you son of a bitch!"
Yeah.
And then jumps on something. I feel like that's going to be a dead giveaway.
Yeah, you will alert every prey in the area.
You're going to
and
starve to death.
They're going to run at double speed.
I don't know if that's true about bobcats, Pickle D. I don't know if that's true. Do we even have time to do anything else now? I don't know if we do. Guess the Cook says a dying rabbit sounds like a crying baby. Oh, that's sad. Jesus, why would you even bring that up? Oh, you just brought us all down.
You know why?
Meows are supposed to sound like.
You know why? Because it's Friday the damn 13th. I tried to warn you guys.
Hey, we got through it.
We got through the whole thing.
Nothing bad happened.
Absolutely successful.
Look at what
I'm not
happened here.
leaving the
Big
house.
George brought in a guy dying from a ruptured hernia. Oh,
No,
my God.
But that happened hundreds plus years ago.
These
Friday,
are
the damn 13th. I'm
Well,
trying to tell you guys.
160
listen.
years ago.
It's not our fault that our texters chose Friday the 13th to make their weakest case for more pay.
It's another good point.
Everything was fine right up to Friday the damn 13th.
Which
That's
has
all I'm
been
saying.
all day,
Yeah.
by the way.
Everybody stay home and you're going to be fine. And tomorrow it's no longer Friday the 13th. So we're all good here. So, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps it up for this nonsense. And hopefully we will see you in your radios again on Monday at 3 p.m. Enjoy the weekend. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.